What's up, family? We're back here with another elimination match in our EMEA region as we determine which teams are going to make it to the main event. Let's dive straight in. Sheer Cold will be going up against let's look at Sheer Cold here first. I mean, this is rematch time, right? 3-2 was the score in the last bout against Sheer Cold coming out on top. The match they lost against Rock was basically just, I mean, that was just checkmate rolling them, right? So how much can you really take away from that?
It's a little difficult, I think, to take away a learning moment from a match like that, but you're like, I'm so excited about seeing these two teams go for the rematch, as you called out, Zoe, because that was such a close 5-map series, and there's so much to take away from just like how close both of these teams were contesting each other, but I still wonder, like, how does the manga meta change that?
Yeah, but we got to see them yesterday against Bingus, right? Jack, and their performance was actually really on point. Kaiser's May was a huge playmaker there for them and really helped them out a lot.
Yeah, I mean, they dominated. That's just what it was. It was a 3-0. It was really good to see, Kaiser on the May. Definitely one of the better heroes, and I think with this, with most teams going Sombra, Reaper, it might be a little bit tough. I still think the Sombra's just better, but I mean, we'll see if it works. Any kind of like small difference here in meta across the EU and the NA regions, Korea regions, etc., is going to be felt massively, especially if a lot of teams are just sticking to this one comp as we go in from day to day to day to day. So, you know, maybe a lot of teams not used to playing against the mate, so it could be a trump card in a way. We'll have to wait and see. But oh my god, that stick was so sick. That was one of my favourite clips, actually, the last couple of weeks. But, I mean, here's the map types, the map set even. Legion Tower, King's Row, and Espirança. Sheer Cold making the selection first.
I don't know what this has in store for us. So, do you have a crystal ball? Can you can you tell us?
I have a cat, and he walked on the side of the logo, so Nori has spoken.
Oh, perfect.
Is going to take it easy.
Yep. Nori has spoken. You heard it in your chat.
I mean, honestly,
Nori has such a big hand in Overwatch. Like, I was going to
say, that cat has done a lot of things for the Overwatch esports community, including banning Mei in some of the most ridiculous metas of all time. So, yeah, it's a little insane, but Mei can't be banned here.
We all love Nori.
Not at least when Kaiser's in the lobby. Yeah, big rematch here, Rose, like you said. Elimination match, too. So, all on the line. Meta changed, and we've only seen one small hint of how well can do, and it was a 3-0 against Team Bingus, like you rightfully pointed out. Legion Tower is the first map. No shot. Sheer Cold runs Zarya. There's no way.
Where's Barbie?
Just clueless.
Hello? Like, nobody took our suggestion.
Oh yeah, Ken and Barbie. Yeah.
Oh, like, come on now. Kaiser should have like changed his name or something. Because we've got Cool Boy and Hot Babe here.
Man, I do love Cool Boy and Hot Babe.
Dynamic backline though.
This is an interesting look. Okay, Zarya against the Mauga. So you're going to get a fair amount of charge here, but the problem is you just get shot a bunch. And Zarya is very weak to just getting shot a bunch. You know, you don't really care if Zarya's 100 charge, because if she has 100 charge, it means she's used bubbles and she will instantly die. Although Darkside Phil oversteps a little bit there, and Will and Yoham managed to take them out. Will also going down to a straight icicle of Kaiser. Is going to help too much. That EMP charged super fast, but still, I mean, Kaiser is just kind of 1v5ing currently. The Zarya is back, but for how long? I'll tell you how long. Not very. NKZ goes down yet again as the point was flipped one way and now back the other. Zarya remain in control now.
Okay, I mean, like, we were just talking to Jake, and he was saying that Mauga just has the opportunity and the potential to nuke tanks super hard, and we just saw that in real time. Zarya puts up a bubble, and it gets deleted, and she dies. But I just don't know how much you're actually able to take advantage of the charge you're getting from having that bubble, because you just pop it and she bursts.
Exactly, and a lot of time in the skirmishes as well, you're like using a bubble there, you're not really worried about not shooting it, but when you're in the 1v1 or like, you know, you're kind of all grouped up like this, you shoot bubbles, who cares if Zarya's 100 energy, you just have more damage. The Zarya just can't survive. The old adage of don't shoot Zarya bubbles doesn't really work out, especially at this level. Will end up going down there, trying to use that Death Blossom to even this fight. And this overclock should just end it all. Ken, still no Barbie, but still living large on the front line. 50% of building now for Oh Yeah.
He's just Ken. I get it.
I get it.
He's just a Ken.
I respect it.
But yeah, like take a look at how easily these fights are being won here by Oh Yeah. They have not really had to use very much investment. They get away with even just being able to keep this coalescence as another tool, and it's a perfect response mechanism to this graviton that's online. But it's so difficult to build that up.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, Grav is available. At least in 5% it will be. There's one key target. That will be the back line. Maybe the Soj, but it's going to be so hard because how spread out Oh Yeah playing right now. Super far back. They don't want to give too much. Well, they don't mind giving a little bit of real estate here, but they don't want to give too much time to the Zarya to get into a good position where they can use the grab. Speaking of which, oh, they got the Mauga.
He's just dead.
That's really just about it. That coalescence is going to help heal the Mauga through all the damage. And like you mentioned, Rose, Zarya just falls over. EMP decent, but not enough. Blizzard on the point. I mean, that's really just about it. Oh yeah, with a, you might as well call that 100-0 because sheer cold, they only managed to flip at the very beginning and then it was all Oh Yeah's game. We'll see if they do flip it up going into round number 2, but that was very one-sided.
The Zarya just doesn't have enough self-sustain to withstand the damage output of a Mauga. Those guns are so deadly accurate. You're doing so much damage when you're just even auto-firing. And on top of that too, like your whole team can just rush onto the Zarya and kill her. Like the one, I guess, good thing is that you don't actually you didn't have a Reaper that you're contending with, so maybe you stay up a little bit longer and you're given just a little bit more grace time with the Zarya. But otherwise, like, she just got rolled over, and I need to see a little bit more out of this Zarya to feel confident that this is a pick that Sheer Cold should have.
Wow, seeing Hanzo. Okay.
Interesting.
All right, we'll see how this ends up working out. So you're just going to want to play poke here rather than just getting in people's faces like with the Reaper. Or, I mean, the Sojourn does a similar kind of thing, just staying all the way at the back. But, all right, Ken, see what you've got up your sleeve or in your quiver. There's one bubble used already. Help Will get onto the other side. They just back off, so he does negative damage to them at range. Wraith Form 2 to try and escape. 2 bubbles available from NKZ, as they do end up moving forwards and helping Will to get into a position again. But with Hot Babe going down, where is the healing? That Cardiac Overdrive isn't going to last all too long there. Darkside Phil, as they end up falling too. Sheer Cold with a better first fight. And they add on round number 1 as they do take the point, although Ken still doing a hefty amount of damage with those random arrows as they kill the Lucio.
Yeah, I think, like, too, one thing that Zarya can actually get away with a little bit more is having more time. And I think the Hanzo is something that you called out, like, you're going for poke, you're not really going in for an explosive kill, and we're actually going to see Ken switch off of the Hanzo, give up that charge, and go over to the Cassidy here.
I think it's pretty reasonable. That Dragons is probably not finding all too much. EMP is good. 4-person EMP. Can they follow up? Yes, of course they can. No question about that. Darkside Phil a little bit too deep. In with 2 very powerful healers in the Kiriko and the Moira. Not enough to keep the Mauga alive. Not going to play at the doors either, which is a little bit strange, but you are against the Mei, so you don't really want to get caught out. Another big weakness to the Zarya too. If you get walled, you have to use a bubble for yourself, and you're just going to get bursted rather quickly, so imperative right now for NKZ not to walk into that. Graviton surge straight on top of the backline. It's Hot Babe and Cool Boy. The dynamic duo end up falling over. A beautiful sound barrier there from Sturbor as they managed to save NKZ, even though they got frozen at the very end. Oh yeah, with it's a complete opposite what happened in round number 1. Now they're getting the ones, now they're getting shut out, and with Darkside Phil dying quite late here. There's no kill, surely? No kill. With Darkside Phil dying so late? This is one fight territory now.
It is, yeah. Like, and you've got the kind of wombo combo of ultimates of the EMP and the Death Blossom online too. Rush can help you get past that to a certain point, but you gotta be on point with the Suzu.
Oh!
And you get caught.
Oh boy, not being able to hit that Suzu, and that will be it. The Moira is there, going for the cap, but the rest of the team is dead. Hot Babe, 35, pushed off the point. Unfortunately, back to the depths of ranked. Well, not quite yet. Sheer Cold end up tying the score up, 1 apiece.
Keep in mind, I think it was Hot hot babe that we talked to yesterday that said like the team doesn't scrim. They just
Legendary
play ranked. That actually legendary. But I know for a fact Sheer Cold is the type of team that does. Just something I think I want to keep in mind as we head through the rest of the series is how much practice does Sheer Cold have with a composition like this to play against a bunch of different Maga teams. And this one's going to be totally different, right? Like, oh yeah, is the only team that we've seen so far that is willing to play the Mei. The Sojourn as well gives you range that you don't necessarily always have in another type of composition. But it's kind of like the Mei is taking the slot of the Reaper in that way, if you're going to look at Exodial on the other side now playing the Sojourn too.
I do really enjoy watching the Mei. Especially with the walls, they can get quite innovative. God. That's a lot of damage. NKZ and the gang have to end up backing off. Sheer Cold unable to find a small room against the Mei, of course. There's the slam, small little crack on that wall though, so a couple of them were able to escape. But Case is actually in the back line, just shooting the Zarya in the back. I mean, sure, why not? First kill though. Darkside Phil ends up going down in the front line. It's just too much damage. They can't focus down this Zarya. And the longer the Zarya stays up, the more value she gets. And with their rotating bubbles like that, NKZ were able to save the team and just enable Will too to kind of push on forward and dominate people on the Reaper. Switch up here from yeah, go to the Orisa instead now. No more Malga.
Wow, okay, so like just giving up this Malga completely. That's the power of what NKZ is like bringing to the table right now with the Zarya. She's been 80% charged basically this entire map. And that is exactly where she finds her power, is just having all of that extra beam damage. Oh, Reaper, you're so lucky.
Yeah, Wraith form, all good. Graviton Surge in the back. There's the beat to surge them on. Nice boop onto Will. Got Suzu too to help make sure the Reaper stays alive, at least somewhat. Teleport, no, not quick enough. Cool boy. Picking up Will with a little boop, but yeah, still not in control of that point. And the railgun just ripping through, yeah. 45% and counting now. Ooh, nice little jump shot there.
Really good jump shot, but
I like it. I like
you don't have any damage on the on your opponent. You actually only do like 190 with a headshot.
Yeah. No more insta kills.
Can't insta kill somebody.
Only the OGs will remember original Sojourn when she used to insta kill with a rail.
I sure remember. Those are the good old days.
Good old day. I don't know about that. If you're a support player, you fear for your life every day of the week. All right, Darkside Phil ends up going down again. They are just going to lob the Blizzard into the backline, and Ken takes one with them. 80% in building now, but without a tank, this could be a bit of a problem. Yeah, just lack the capabilities to really fight on this point against this Zarya. The burst is almost impossible. Darkside Phil is going to come back, so over time, you'd imagine gets triggered here, considering how close they are. A block for Kaiser, and here comes the Orisa. Okay, a flanking one at that. A little flank maxing with Orisa, taking care of the Sojourn, and with Darkside Phil static on the point now, there should be a cap, and the Terror Surge in hand to Sheer Cold. End up losing that one, 4v5 with a tank up, but they're still not able to close that one out.
Well, it feels good too if you're, yeah, because you reset the Zarya charge. I know she's gonna get it back pretty quickly, just the number of bubbles that she has, but still gives you like a little bit of a sigh of relief there. Phil also has the Terror Surge, and so I'm interested to see the interplay between like the Terror Surge and the grab here.
Hello wall, goodbye wall, everybody just moves around it. There is the rush. Kaiser jumped into the enemy team, almost like they had Blizzard. Graviton Surge right on the block. That was personal. Kaiser ends up falling over. There is the spin to win, but it is not. Not today. No jackpot for Darkside Phil. That was a little bit unfortunate. A sound barrier there from Sturbor, able to save the rest of Sheer Cold, and that is map. A 2-1 in the end. Sheer Cold. A little bit of a fumble on round one, but coming back with a back-to-back round win, as there were some small change-ups. Honestly, I'm quite surprised to see Zarya here. I am, but if it's working for you, then great. The meta is new and it's continually evolving, so hey, if you can catch some people off guard that expect you're playing Malga, then all the better, all the more power to you.
It worked out great, and I think, again, like, the amount of times Zarya was able to stay up obviously helped. Like of course, like 5-head, like if the hero's alive, they're going to be doing damage. But like Zarya in particular, right? Like we called out at the very beginning there, like if she isn't able to get charged up, she isn't helping.
Right.
And if you also don't have your bubbles to help the team, I think like bubble timing did shift up in that second round, so it got better and it took over the game.
Yeah, Zarya's a big enabler hero, like you said, Rose. Like, making sure you can help the rest of the team with the bubbles, and more specifically, Will, on the Reaper, or just any Reaper player, for that matter. Being able to bubble the Reaper as they go for Death Blossom, as they go for an aggressive move, gives the Reaper a little bit more time where they don't have to use their shift to get away, to fade away, right? So, NKZ just doing wonders for their team, and the Zarya, more often than not, like I mentioned before, is going to be 100% energy, or, you know, close to, because it's easier just to shoot the bubbles and kill Zarya than kind of wait, you know, oh, we won't shoot him, you know, it's fine, like, we have to wait now, whether she's got bubble up. No, just shoot him and kill the Zarya, like, that's just how it goes. But NKZ, like you mentioned as well, just being able to stay alive for so long. Definitely big props to the backline. Johan just keeping the Zarya up, the Suzus have to be clutch too, and they end up taking the first map 2-1, Rose, as we move on to King's Row next.
I wonder how the matchup changes, if any, if we do actually see try to go for something like a Reaper instead of the Sojourn. Ken has had a tendency over the past few days to go for a long-range hit-scan hero versus actually something that can help out in like the Death Ball, and so does that actually change anything when you can play with the team a little bit more rather than having to play from range? Because the Hanzo just didn't feel like it was it.
Yeah, the Hanzo, I'm not sure about the Hanzo either, to be honest with you. You can land some decent damage, especially with like Storm Arrow and stuff, but Sojourn just feels more consistent. It will always be more consistent because you're just doing damage in the interim of you charging up the rail, and then you get the rail gun, and maybe you find a cheeky little, not one shot, but like, you know, basically a one shot if they're chunked out a little bit.
A good amount of damage.
Yeah, a decent amount of damage, boom, headshot, right? You've seen Proper do it in, well, since forever. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I think sticking with the Soldier's pretty important. Maybe see some Ashe as well. We've seen a little bit of Ashe here and there across regions, so there's a lot of choices, and especially in this game, which can definitely go to a 5 map. We'll have to wait and see, and I'm glad that a lot of the teams are now kind of either finding their own flavor of the meta or just saying, okay, Mauga right now, not for us, not something we really feel comfortable playing, so we're just going to stick with something that we're more familiar with, and we'll just run it from there.
Well, we saw Nuage yesterday playing the Doomfist dive, and that actually forced Team Peps to play the Winston dive in a couple of situations. Team Peps eventually went back to actually playing the Mauga, but sometimes it's sort of like figuring out, okay, maybe we just need a warm-up map. That's it. Like, maybe we didn't actually scrim before the match, as we've heard from a couple of teams.
Yeah, Dante. We didn't scrim, so on that one sucked. We didn't warm up scrim, so on that one sucked. Yeah, she's fine. Hey, that happens, to be fair.
It happens. And so maybe it's just kind of getting a feel out for like what Sheer Cold's going to do. We didn't get a chance to see them play yesterday, so this is news to everybody, what they might want to actually rock up with when looking at a more public arena, like an official streamed match. Though I hear we actually have a substitution coming through here for Aya, so let's check it out.
Let's check it out. Kaya in. Junkrats? Probably not. But
no way.
Know. And Ken is taking a backseat. I'm still waiting to see Chasm, UK British
Chasm.
ball extraordinaire. Yes. I'm not sure we're seeing ball in this matter. There's a no shot, but you never know. Chasm could come in mad clutch later in the season. Well, we're saying that, you know, if they make it and then patch changes and ball meta, hey, they got the perfect tool in their arsenal for that. No change for Sheer Cold though, Rose, sticking with the same 5, even though they've got quite an extensive support lineup, or substitution lineup, I should say.
They do. They have a really, but like I wish I knew a little bit more about sort of the contingencies of when we would see a player get subbed in, but this 5 is working for now, so I don't think that you change anything up here. Going back to the change that we're actually going to see on, I wonder if that's exactly what we were thinking of, Jack. Like, is it more for close range damage? I wonder.
I'm curious in how the timing works, or not the timing, the pacing works for King's Row. A bit different to Control, of course, so yeah, I imagine we're going to see a little bit of Sojourn here, a little bit of Ashe. We'll see. Espirança is going to play a little bit more like Control, just kind of rush style, but looks like, unfortunately, we're just remaking the lobby. We will take a quick break, though. Kings Row up next. Don't go anywhere. Ah, yeah, versus Sheer Cold. It's going to be a banger. Map 5 guaranteed. Maybe not. We'll see, though. Sheer Cold looking good. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Enemy in sight.
Our victory is at hand. Ashes to ashes. Die, die, die.
Let's get you back out there. Maintaining connection.
I'm getting readings of cosmic disturbance in these ruins. Moira, prioritize our people, not your cosmic experiments. That's an order.
Accept my gifts, and all will be yours. Your ally has descended into darkness.
Our group energy is interesting. Very interesting.
Check this out.
Methinks a Cupid I shall play.
What are you looking at?
Keep moving forward.
Best of luck to you all.
Welcome back. Sorry for the brief delay there. We were just remaking the lobby, making sure everything is all good to go. King's Row is map number 2. Sheer Cold versus yeah. With Sheer Cold taking that first map, playing a little unconventionally, I should say, Rose. A little bit of Zarya action we're seeing here. And then it was Sheer Cold, or sorry, yeah, switching to Orisa of all things to try and counter out the Zarya, but it was too little too late.
One of the things that Zarya provides now with the minor changes that she ended up getting to the projectile is that beam hits more. It hits more area of effect because it's just a little bit larger. And so if you're able to get that charged up, she's dishing out a ton of damage. Not to mention, like, that damage did get increased just a little bit too. So if she's able to stay alive and you can charge her up, she can do a ton. But in that very first round that we saw, like, it wasn't really kind of hitting the way that you might have wanted it to. But they really turned things around in order to be able to get that first map win. But now that we're heading over to defense on King's Row, you know what?
Yeah.
We are seeing Junkrat. That's out of the defensive spawn. And
if I remember correctly, yeah, Kaya is a junk OTP. So, makes sense. Don't mind it at all. Little Jake Rat on King's Row. Never going to say no to a little bit of silliness. EXO jumping over to Sojourn now. Emerald Weapon. Man, the Emerald Weapon on the charge skin looks kind of clean, I will say.
Oh, looks so good.
Alright, Kaya, what you got for us? Oh, I mean, I'm just waiting for a random left-click mine one-shots, and then my day will be made. Got an old charge already, 30% off to a tire.
I am so here for this.
Sigma for Sheer Cold 2, Rose. So no Zarya. I saw they were hovering Diva, but Sheer Cold just more than happy. Small rotations here. Looks like we're playing the last meta that we had. And Kaya trying to still find the one-shots, but against the Soj, a little bit more difficult as she can zop in the air. Sojourn quite easily dispatching with the Junkrat there. EXO can now just focus on the front line. Not have to worry about a random flank Junkrat one-shot. Oh, what a headshot. Wow, poor boy did not see that coming.
I mean, this is the power of the Sojourn. You get a little bit of damage, you can still delete a target with a 190 headshot. But like overall, I think this composition from Sheer Cold, what a perfect pick of the Sigma in order to even just have a shield. EXO doesn't have to get too close in order to actually snipe out that Junkrat. And you see the idea of this Maga composition. Being able to work together as a team. You can have the Mei and the Maga working in tandem with each other, but what if you can't follow up that damage? Like, this Junkrat's not the most, what would I say? Accurate of heroes?
No, well, Junk mains will tell you otherwise.
Yeah, but I guess
Junk mains will tell you different. I like this adaptation
of the accuracy
with the Zen too. I really like the Zen to see just perma pressure that shield, make sure Kaya's got a little bit of extra room. Oh, those moves in the air from Kaya there, making sure they get out of the way of EXO's railgun. Although with Will dead, it's going to be a bit of a tougher time now for Sheer Cold to make their way through this streets phase. With the Sigma obviously very good at making space here, but against the wall and the Mei, this is so tough. Charge straight into the front line, just avoid the rock if you can. Blizzard yeeted into the back, and now the Sigma is caught all alone. A slam into the ground, straight into the Blizzard, nowhere to run for NKZ, and they end up falling.
I'm enjoying this Junkrat play a lot. I cannot wait to see this Riptire.
It's going to get insta-killed. If it doesn't, I'm not going to eat a hat, but I will say sorry.
Like a pick, my day will be made.
Oh my, look at the perimeter defenses from Kaya here. A mine and a trap. And the school of Jake Rat by the looks of it. There's no way. There's no way. They've got to know. Good laugh, but no, not quite enough. I apologize. There you go. I said I would. EXO ends up going down to the tire, and Kaya takes to the skies to rejoin their team. Taking a fair bit too much damage, though. They've got the Zen Orb on them. Oh, no hit on this Tracer.
No
One
way.
HP. Will Dyson with death. Not sure if they got recall or not, but they will end up backing away. Kaya almost hitting the nasty air shot there, but the Tracer a little bit too slippery.
Oh my god. Okay, listen. This is great. I like, even though I don't think it's the most accurate, I love this.
Nice B.
Cage fight Maga.
Yeah, cage fight on the Marga. Kaya still trying to contend with the Tracer. Will just keeping their distance. Then no chance for the Juggernaut to come back into this one. Cage fight on the point layer, like you said, Rose, but there's just no kills, no follow-up there. The sound barrier is perfectly timed. Sheer cold, just march on forwards, slowly but surely. The May and the Junkrat. A real, this does feel like a solo queue game, that is for sure. Or looks like one, doesn't feel like one.
This is the team you're about to run into playing.
I love it.
Just want everybody to know that.
Hot babe. Damn. I mean, all good. We survive. We survive those. Can't move forward because there's a trap in front of you. Nope. Alright, you're dead. Rest in peace.
Oh no.
I mean, if you're the Junkrat player, you get one. I got my one, guys. I got my one. She died to trap. Don't worry.
She did a trap. She died to Riptire.
She died to trap. I got my one, guys. We win now.
I love it.
I was just saying that there's a trap up there. You can't push forward. Kaya may just be the GOAT with a trap placement.
Kaya is the GOAT.
What is happening?
This is great.
Riptire available soon.
Junkrat
There's a Blizzard.
time.
Phil switched to Diva. We're living in a new meta here. It's a true EU experience. No, watching them, I love every single minute of it. Blizzard under the payload. A quick freeze onto the Sigma. The wall too, just to prevent a lot of that healing. Nice window response there from Johan to make sure they could break the wall instantly and also heal up the front line. A Flux is in the near future there as NKZ manages to hit the chunk, but that tire is still rip-roaring, but taken out by Johan, who stood quite a considerable distance away. Nice couple of kills from Yes DPS though, as they do end up working out how to take a W in this fight. NKZ using the lamp to try and escape, but looking quite unlikely now. Callboy with a kill onto the Tracer as 2 minutes and 20 remain.
You know what? I'm gonna give the Junkrat some credit right now. How easy is it to actually walk into the Junkrat grenades? It's not. That's spoiler. Like, it's really not easy. Like, look at that. Will got killed. It wasn't even a trap. I saw the trap.
No one is keeping an eye on the traps or the mines, but we are. All right, I like the pick. I will say, just making sure you eat those railguns can be a little bit difficult. Of course, the Sojourn doesn't really give you the biggest timing window when the railguns get fired. But when she's glowing, you sure know that she is going to be firing a railgun in a moment's notice. A rarity in this meta. A little Ana player. I will never say no. And one of my favorite spots, I will say, to play Ana. Kaiser trying to make work with this Blizzard too. They're just holding this corner.
Amplification Matrix, though.
Good Matrix. Good Matrix.
Here.
Sound barrier is decent, but not good enough to save Will from that self-destruct. I mean, Blizzard self-destruct, what is more terrifying and ominous than that? You get frozen, then you're just looking at your death approaching and a giant sun like coming towards you. Pretty tough spot to be in. 1 minute to go, sheer cold, just unable to crack this third point wide open.
Well, they've got to change up here. It's going to be the Zarya now as the tank of choice. So you're able to soak up those Junkrat grenades just a little bit better. Now you also have a bubble there for your Tracer to get in, but look at how much damage she just took. Like, Will jumps in there, gets like one nade to the face, and has to immediately back out. The Junkrat's putting a lot of pressure. Especially on the high ground, where do you go from there? And you're disrupting that backline so much.
Wow, Kaya almost hit the sickest air shot there on the BAP. Luckily, air straight.
It's gonna happen.
I'm waiting. Nano boost on the Diva. Sights firmly focused on the Zarya right now. Here's the Riptire. Straight to the back line. He's trying to trace the Tracer. Riptire has 1 HP. Ends up going down. Straight bullet. Sure. High ground control now for Xdol. And, well, the Junkrat is going to make their way out of there as NKZ managed to push on forward. And there is the kill finally. It wasn't the Riptire, but it was a random stray left click. Xdal trying to move on forward now. That lamp being utilized by Johan. He's going to provide a little bit of support for this self-destruct. NKZ's going to have to contend with that. There's the Blizzard. There's the grab. Is straight on top of the Diva. But a frozen Zarya is not really where you want to be, but there's no follow-up. The healing coming through the window is just too great. Johan saving almost the entire team there with window healing. And they're going to have to push on in OT.
Okay, like it looks like it could be just a full capture here. There's still Baby Diva that was to the back, but nobody else can actually touch the point. That was so chaotic.
Yeah.
For the end of that round, that was so chaotic.
Just
You're like,
throw all your
okay.
ults in and try and find a kill. That's what that was. I love it.
Good response, good call and response from both teams. Like you saw the Graviton go out there, the Blizzard to keep the team safe. Wasn't enough when the Blizzard actually expired, but like wow, Diva Bomb into Grab, into Bubble, into Blizzard, like
yeah, it's just like one domino after the other. It's like one big ult, one big ult, one big ult, right? I mean, that's just how those fights end up panning out. And hey, if you could randomly kill the Tracer with a stray left click, I'm assuming it wasn't stray, but it's funny to think that
I don't.
you're against the Junkrat. But you can take out the Tracer, which is great, but yeah, the main focus there was just trying to kill that Diva. That frontline pressure is just evaporating in front of you as the Zarya is just burning you out with just the laser beam, right? So, yeah, still finishing an OT. Not the worst thing in the world. Oh yeah, pretty happy with that defense, I'd imagine, despite the circumstances.
It was a good defense, and had those ultimates turned out to be a little bit different, that could have also been 2 points captured instead of 3. Sad on the timing there, but it is what it is. The Tracer chased down with the Riptire. Maybe like that's the pick you needed. I don't know. A pipe dream to see a Riptire get another pick. I think in this match.
Man, imagine if you could eat rock. I just thought of that, like the rock coming towards you. That would be insane if you could eat rock.
That would be crazy. That's not a defense matrix anymore. That's like a black hole.
Yeah, actually. And Sigma's already got one of those,
Wait,
so yeah,
yeah,
he's kind of used to dealing with that stuff. But...
Sigma pause champ?
Oh.
No way.
Oh, nice kill. There's the mines, there's the trap too. Oh, Kaya dispatching with the Sojourn. It is a trade 1-for-1 though.
That is awesome.
They do end up losing their May, but now Kaya is in your backline at 3 AM. Jake's got a Riptide in my house.
Yeah, maybe a Riptire in your backyard too if you're not too careful. I saw a reset. There's Baby Diva.
Okay, you just randomly die.
I don't know how Will died there.
That's right. I mean, they're 25 HP, no Mega Pack, kind of sucks, but yeah, that's a rough spot to find yourself in. But yeah, it's what is happening? There's like oh yeah, split going through Hotel. The Bab's finally pushing people out. Kaya gets another kill with a trap. How?
I take back everything that I said. I had so much skepticism seeing the Junkrat on the defense, just knowing that we are watching like some of the highest level Overwatch play we could have in EMEA. And you know what? Kaya is delivering. This Junkrat has been so fun. It has been so chaotic. These traps are getting picks. The right clicks are getting picks. Like, this is awesome.
Kaya's in the backline again. They're gonna get chased down shortly. Yeah, there you go. And no random I'm waiting for Total Mayhem, actually. The Total Mayhem kill, that's the next on the docket for Kaya. And then the circle of Junkrat will be complete. The true summoning circle.
Okay. In nano time, maybe?
Nade only hits Will, though. Although, oh! What a clean 3 shots through the window. That Baptiste is regretting his decisions right now. Johan dying behind that window. A rather chaotic game put to rest quite quickly. Oh yeah, only use the Blizzard and they move on with 4 ults.
Actually, I thought we would see maybe like a nano Junkrat there. I was like, if there's anything that we're going to be seeing today, I would put that on a bingo card that doesn't exist.
We'll make one, don't worry.
Okay,
make
great. That's how make it in post. For the main event, we'll have to put that together.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, make it.
Why not? Alright, what can NKZ do here with this Flux? That is going to be the true question. Kaya, they know Kaya's coming. Oh yes, here comes the Riptire. Just 1 kill is all that they require. Ooh, tanking most of it there as the sound barrier comes out just in time. Strebor, unfortunately, meeting their demise rather swiftly at the hands of those icicles. Nano Diva in the front line too, just so much overwhelming damage. Johan does end up taking down the Diva mech, but Darkseidville just chasing the BAP down is enough space creation that you should just be able to take the point. With all the spam, with all the bodies, oh yeah, gonna sink that one in. 4 minutes, almost 5. We'll call it 4:45 as yeah, move towards that 3rd point.
It's so winnable. Like, you have so much potential right now to be able to just finish this out with over a minute remaining, and then, oh yeah, the only team that get a chance to attack again. And it's gonna be off the back of a new tank pickup. It's gonna be Junker Queen now coming out here for Phil. So potential here to work up to a rampage, but I think they gotta take a reset here first as Kaya gets taken out. Or force out ults here.
Nice positioning from Will. Just up on that high ground, knowing exactly where the junk wants to be. Yeah, the JQ's interesting. I guess the problem with JQ here is that you're going to be able to shout forward, but you're just so susceptible just to the wall of damage, basically. Uh-oh, I was in trouble! Oh, that was close. I saw those mines coming in. I think Will had his life flashing before his eyes and kind of illustrating my point from before. It's hard to get really any space with the JQ. You're playing into just so much damage, and high ground control is in favor of Sheer Cold. They just hold height with the Soj, with the BAP. And when Sojin just charges rail, which is pretty easy against the Junker Queen, she's just either sniping you or she's sniping one of your backliners. So, yeah, it's very tough for JQ. And Kaya, you legend. You absolute legend.
Torbjorn.
Over to Torb.
Oh my god. No.
I've seen it all. Well, there's the grab.
You really have.
The Torb's got E. I've been trying to convince people for years that Torb is good. Blizzard thrown into the backline. Can NKZ make it out? Not quite. And Blizzard thrown miles ahead of Kaiser, but it worked out, splitting the team. Kaya will end up getting taken down by Will. Will comes up crazy clutch. Some of the clutchest tracer play we've seen thus far in the map. As Will takes care of two, and yeah, struggling to get the payload going, and Darkside Phil on the Junker Queen again is just poked out.
It's starting to slip away from them a little bit here. Like the Junker Queen, you still have 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Like, you still have a ton of time in the bank, but like you're really looking for this rampage to get a job done here. Otherwise, it could just be the end of the map right now. Sheer Cold making match point. But there is going to be a switch up. Hot Babes is actually going to go over to the Lucio, so gonna go with a little bit more speed to connect with this commanding shout.
You are halfway around the corner and you're already at half HP after using the shout. I mean, it's a rough spot for the JQ to be in. 2 minutes to go. That almost 5-minute time bank just whittled away quite considerably. Pulse on the turret. Oh, double kill. We'll count that as a double, Will. Don't worry. Pulse bomb kill on the Queen and the turret. So, yeah, just struggling to get things done. And yeah, Rose, you're right. I mean, the Rampage is going to open things up here. But NKZ swapped over to the Sig and is now almost got a Flux. So if the JQ wants to go in, Sig just hits the Flux, goes into the skies, and just punishes the backline for merely existing.
Another switch up here in the support lineup too. Oh yeah, it's actually going to have the Kiriko now in that Baptiste slot, so it's... I think you have a lot of healing output here that you're really happy with, and you can play together just a bit more as a team, but it's now or never.
Oh, Rampage available. There's the Blizzard. Almost the perfect lineup here for Darkside Phil. Eyes in the sights of NKZ. That Sigma down as the supports from Sheer Cold trying to make the difference, but it is the turret, the AI, to one day overtake us all. Manages to take down the Lucio. And there you go, saving ultimates. Name of the game here for yeah, they need to round this one out with 60 seconds to go. That is slowly slipping between their fingers.
At this point too, even if they finish it, we're gonna have another chance here for Sheer Cold as well with that sub-minute. But still, the Flux can be just a game finisher here. Just if you're able to time it correctly, get that Junker Queen out of position.
They're all grouped up too. You got to use the Flux eventually. Well, from the skies, Will lays down that pulse bomb. Molncore on the point. Sound barriers coming out. Sheer Cold. They're going to be safe, at least for the time. That's a two-man Rampage onto the Sig and onto the Lucio. And here comes the... I was going to say Carnage, but unfortunately just torn asunder. It's actually Kaya and Hot Babe that are really doing the damage here. Make that Cool Boy 2. Kitsune Rush on the point. 9 seconds to go. And it is the Kiriko that was the difference maker in the end. Ah, yeah, finish with 5 seconds in the time bank, making it an attack for both sides. What? I mean, you can't make this up. You can't just make this up.
I'm here for it.
It's an absurd final round of Overwatch, but it's looking great. Attack for yeah, with the extra 5 seconds. Defense, sorry. And then Sheer Cold, of course, attacking first with only the minutes. Are we going to see Torb again? Go back to the Junkrat? At this point, anything's possible.
Junkrat.
It's got to be.
I want to see more Junkrat.
Surely.
I mean, Torb is great, but like I'm here for the Junkrat flank behind the team.
On the silly
top one
hero
in
tier
the head.
list, Junkrat is higher on that list, so I don't blame you, Rose.
Well, especially when you're on defense too. This is like actually not an unfamiliar sight to see a Junkrat on the defense of Kings Row. Like I feel like I'm getting flashbacks to like 4 years ago.
Right.
I love it. Like not in Overwatch League, but like, you know, just
Yeah, at least... We got to
Oh
see
my
it somewhere.
God.
Everybody has to get their Junkrat fix and Torb fix, you know, and this is
Listen.
been my Torb fix at least for at least a little while. See what
I'm here
Cold
for more
will do.
Junkrat though. I'm not satisfied yet. So we got more Junkrat. We've got the Zarya this time from Phil. Sheer Cold. They're gonna try to get an opening pick here with the Widowmaker, but I think you just continue to go back over to what was working for you. The Sigma was making up so much space for the team, and you've got Exo that's going to be on the Sojourn once again. Get that snipe.
I want to point that out. That was quite cheeky, going over to the Farah to maybe get a boop on the doorway. So
was
they get
nice.
pushed out. Obviously, no one was there, so it didn't matter. And the boop is a very slow-moving, well, slow-ish moving projectile. High ground control, though, like you said, is going to be the most important thing that Sheer Cold can add to their resume right now. But against the Junkrat, that's pretty tough. Wow, even the Mei tanking the rock there for the Junkrat. There's so much value they're putting in that pick. Definitely wasn't by mistake.
Tussle over point. We're actually getting down to the wire here. 10 seconds left for Sheer Cold to make a move.
Yeah, Kaya eventually forced off. Okay. That's exactly what Sheer Cold wanted. They do have to still touch, of course. Does look like it will be the Lucio, and Kaya just trying to contend with the BAP in the back line. Cool Boy keeping themselves alive with the lamp across the map, but maybe that lamp was better off used for Kaya, who ends up dying to just a random disruptor shot. I say random, perfectly targeted. Well, with a pulse onto the bubble, drops to the floor, and so does Kaiser. Overtime is here with Darkside Phil. I don't think they're going to get a grab, and they haven't got any energy or bubbles to fight with any more. The spawn advantage in Sheer Cold's favor as the Doomfist comes back to contest and group up as 5. Sheer Cold unlock the points.
Wow, Will and EXO have been like popping off. What really nice timing there to identify like the bubble's gonna expire. Just hit it with the pulse anyway, get the pick, and we're even gonna see some swaps. And KZ is gonna go back over to the Sigma after the quick panic Doomfist to get back, and Will now gonna bring out the Mei. So we've got Mei versus Mei here, just bully everybody off the point.
Yeah, especially in the archway, it's actually a really smart pick. Because if you do end up trapping the Zarya, it's pretty much death for you, unfortunately. Okay, it's super low in that window, not getting any heals right now. I think Cool Boy was trying to call out maybe they can get some heals in the window. All good. I've seen a couple of healing orbs thrown their way. There's the Kitsune rush, but here comes Oxydil, and honestly, this tire might just be the end of it all. Will's already dead. Kaya trying to find a target, Lamb goes down, and there's the double kill. Kaya perfectly planting the tire into the backline, patiently waiting with it. That 10 seconds used to full effect. Sheer Cold, their progress halted. That payload getting under the arch, but that's about it. Still very winnable.
That payload went pretty far. Like,
Yeah,
you already
got a minute.
lane.
You're not happy.
Yeah.
You're not mad about that. You're not mad.
It's actually like a pretty good distance. Oh man. Torba Junkrat though from Kaya on the attack.
I mean, it's going to be one of the two. It's probably junk. I mean,
Give us the J silly, please.
yeah. Honestly, if you do end up in a fight, especially in 1 minute, you should just be able to get tire, and that can just be point ending or fight ending. Obviously, we saw there big double kill into the back line. Pretty easy to kind of clean up after that, especially as resources get strained towards the end of a fight. Junkrat can really just tip the balance of the scales in your favor, even if you don't have a tire. I mean, just random stray nades, mines, whatever, and just trying to hit some air shots is sometimes enough for the team to kind of fall over against the almighty power of the Junkrat. So very possible to win if they kind of extend this fight. And I do enjoy the Zarya pick. Sheer Cold opting for the Sigma on defense. Again, just control that high ground. But No, I think, oh yeah, they are going to struggle a little bit if they don't try and wrap onto height, but even wrapping with the Zarya could be quite difficult, because the bubbles are going to get used so quickly, and Sigma just has so much more damage output when he's sitting behind that shield, versus Zarya, who's just kind of shooting into it.
I mean, that was a good amount of damage, though. You saw, like, the bubble come out for the accretion that hit the doorway, so you're at least starting up with just a little bit. And Kaya is about to keep this DPS line quite busy. But you can't fall here, and you can't get trapped in Hotel.
Yeah, getting trapped in Hotel, not the best. Rotation from yeah. Looking like they're on defense, but it's actually the other way around. No high ground control, at least for the Sigma. Of course, Exadil can do that whenever they so please with that slide. 100% energy on Dark Side Field 2, a force to be reckoned with, that is for sure. And same with Kaiser though, sniping Will out with an icicle, as Sigma's pretty low, forced to Lamb, Sigma alone. Lucio there to save them, does boop the Zarya away for the brief moment, but those bombs, no hit markers, no problem. Sigma's going to be able to back off, take the mega health pack, go up onto that high ground, but the point is being capped quite rapidly.
Ooh, look at that too. You got the Junkrat just to be able to block down that window, so there aren't too many ways that you can actually get a recontest in here if you're sheer cold.
Yeah, no recontest at all, in fact. That's 3 ticks. The point's going to get going. They can't engage on this fight because the Mei just exists, basically. The Mei can just put up the wall on the choke and, well, whoever managed to tumble past it just gets obliterated. So, with OT, yeah, I've got one chance here to push the payload just after this giant archway to that golden box of victory.
But look at that amplification matrix. Just lay it down on the cart now and push everybody back. NKZ does have the flux, so that is a way to be able to CC everybody off, but hit the hamp first.
There's the flux, hits at least one. Kaya in trouble, gets sniped out of mid-air. Rob goes straight towards the front line. Kaiser taking a quick seat, but it doesn't matter. Kaiser picks up 2, and with the blizzard, it's surely done. Sheer cold. Not true to their namesake. Just get frozen out of King's Row as yeah, tie up the series.
Junkrat.
It works.
Won a map in OWCS.
Hey,
in Malga meta.
If we're not seeing Malga, I'm not complaining that much. I'm gonna.
No, it's great. I love the variety. I'm definitely not gonna to sit here and complain about like not seeing Malga, but like wow, just after how Malga has been an insta pick by a lot of these teams, both of Sheer Cold and yeah opting to not play it. I am so happy for this.
It's always nice to see random off-meta picks. I think a lot of people that maybe they're tuning into Overwatch Esports for the first time, like, wonder why a lot of teams end up just mirroring, and that's because normally there's just a prevailing comp that is just better than everything else. We get a lot of variety, especially in the first couple of weeks, where we had first week, I should say, sorry, because this is week number 2, where we had a lot of variation in terms of comps, and that's because the balance patch just allowed for that. But now we're in a meta where Malga does look like the strongest tank in the game currently, and everything just kind of slots into place around him because the meta is kind of just warped around this one character. So when we do see these random sparks of brilliance, I should say, from Kaya on the Junkrat, right?
Genius.
Or the Mei from Kaiser, it's nice to see. It really is. But yeah, normally you do end up just playing the strongest comp possible because you want to win, right? You want to get as many points as you can to go to the events. You want to get as much money as you can. But when we see these sparks of brilliance here with random compositions and seemingly random picks, right? Of course, Kaya is a Junk OTP or close to, right? Playing a little bit of top there, which is quite nice. But a Junk main, maybe I should say. I don't want to offend any Junk players out there. And Kaiser playing the Mei too. It's just something that we're not used to seeing. So yeah, it is a sight to see, and it's a good time casting over it as well. And here you go. Yeah. It was going to be a series rose. We knew it was going to be. Last time these teams played against each other, it went to map number 5. It just looks like it's going to be the same thing.
I'm so happy to see this though, because even when we look at our very first map of Lijiang, like NKZ was like not actually playing the Malga at all. Said, I'm gonna play Zarya, so you can figure it out. So I had to adapt over the course of this series, and I low-key think that being able to play ranked as a team kind of helps out with that. Like, you're bringing your own flavor, you're bringing your own style. When you're playing a comp game, you have to adapt in real time to what the enemy team is doing. And this worked. I know part of it was just the old Fiesta that we had on round 4, where we had the Blizzard on top of the double support ultimate, but if it works, it works, and there's a reason why Kaiser was even able to build up to that ult to begin with.
Yeah, exactly. Blizzard, Cage, 2 sound barriers, Sim Wall. They're a dog now. Like, yeah, it's crazy, right? Like, it is ridiculous. Espirança up next. Sheer Cold. Choice, and it looks like it was a ban of New Queen Street by oh yeah, so good stuff all around. Espirança again just being definitely a map where you can just kind of run meta, right? You can run the Malga, but I don't think we're going to see that. Not sure we're getting any substitutions either. We'll have to wait and see, but I haven't got the call for it, and yeah, no substitutions. We're just jumping straight in, so a little bit more Kaya on
Junkrat
on the Jake Rat, and yeah, maybe some more May as well. Can't imagine Kaiser is going to change anytime soon, so I'm happy for it.
I'm so happy for it. I'm just so happy for it. Like, I wonder though too, what does Sheer Cold do against it? Like, they tried the Sigma, it did work out for a little while on King's Row, but NKZ just seems to have the preference to run the Zarya, one of their best heroes. So if that is your bread and butter, then I think you may as well play it, but I think this Junkrat does throw a bit of a spanner into the works when you have to deal with all of this incoming explosive damage. The grenades do chunk you down quite a bit, and with the healing passive as well, where like if you are doing damage, then you're gonna have your healing reduced by 15%. That is enough for someone else to go in and just pick them off.
Alright, there it is. Kaiser, May, Kaya, Junkrat. Perfect stuff.
More Malga.
Yep, more Malga though. Not the worst thing in the world, especially in this mid fight as well. Malga's pretty decent at just helping the team sustain. Shooting the Zarya too. Like I mentioned before, Zarya pretty weak to heroes that just kind of shoot her, and Malga's pretty damn good at that. You can already see NK said a little bit fearful to step up to the plate.
You gotta wait for those bubbles to come back online, and that's just valuable time you are losing now to a Junkrat potentially being able to pick off your backline.
Oh my god. Just getting flung around too is kind of annoying, right? With the concussion mines, you're just permanently in the air, it feels like. It's quite cool, maybe you get some nice air shots, but it is funny seeing Zarya hop around like a bunny rabbit.
Or just the Lucio just going flying.
Yeah, the Lucio, exactly, yeah. Becoming the true space prince he really is. God, this damage is ridiculous. Oh, this is something you don't really want to contend with. Junkrat through window? Yeah, if you thought Sojourn was scary with the one-shots, how about some random mines that career towards your face out of nowhere that are damage boosted? Nice little wall there from Kaiser, who's on the wrong side of the map currently. Might be in a little bit of trouble. Will trying to find the perfect place to put a pulse bomb. Lamp helping out. Cool boy. But unfortunately, that pulse bomb still does the damage, reduces their health near to the execution point, and there we go. Sheer Cold with a rush to claim the box.
Right. You do lose NKZ in the process. I don't think you're too upset about that, though, if you're Sheer Cold, because you get car progress. You also have NKZ that's going to be coming back with the Lucio taxi. You love to see that there. But also with the Graviton Surge. There isn't a great supportive defensive ultimate here from Yeah. You have the Immortality Field, which can definitely help you out, but with the immo changes that actually went through, now you're only able to survive on 20% of your HP, not 25%. So it still leaves you quite vulnerable.
Graviton Surge, good wall. Don't need a sound barrier now, don't need any thought of defensive. Oh, we just got that wall. Uh-oh, well, Kaiser. Oh, running out just in time there, Deadeye, but unfortunately, Kaiser was just booped into the team there by the Lucio and those Zarya right clicks. And now, the sound of death. Yep, the Riptide heading straight towards that Zarya as lock in place with the cage. And the strafing Malga is just so funny. You don't really need to strafe. Your hitbox is so big anyway, you can just stand there, but makes it a bit more difficult to hit headshots, I suppose. And as the payload now moves, Rose, that should just be the lead for yet.
It should. We need another name convention for Cage Fight and Riptire. Someone else come up with that. I immediately thought of Rip Cage, and I'm like, that's too close to like anatomy, but it's fine.
I mean, that's not bad. I
Rib Cage. Ooh, Sombra picked out here from EXO. So one way that you can certainly shut down this Malga.
Ooh, saying that though, look at those mines being thrown out by Kaya. Just randomly hitting the Sombra in stealth. Just slowly but surely they are just moving on. Sheercold didn't really have a fight there at all. It was just random picks. And that's what you can kind of expect from the Mei, right? Kaiser and Kaya on the Mei and the chunk route, you're just permanently spamming the icicles, the mines through small choke points, and eventually you will come up with a big kill. Nice little hack onto Hot Babe though. Instantly taking care of the Kiriko. Checkpoint is in favor of yeah. So Sheercold do kind of need to win this fight right now. They cannot let them get any more free real estate, but they even the tides up with a window.
Oh, the Reaper though too on that rush. Everybody's gonna go down here.
Yeah, Will with really good positioning there on that high ground, just leaping into battle. That rush working out well for Sheercold. That cool boy window, I mean, they didn't end up winning half of that fight, but it was Will just at the very end jumping down. EMP available now from Exo.
The EMP here is nice because it does allow Sheercold to just get the win, but I think one of the ways we've really seen EMP find success is when it's used to shut down something else on the enemy team, but they don't really have that right now. So I think, like, if you're you just fall to the EMP here, and I think you're okay just saving ultimates like that cage fight and Riptire again for later.
Cheeky stuff there from the Sombra, just going for the hack of the virus. There is the EMP straight on top of the grab. How do you survive this? Well, I'll tell you how. An instant Suzu from the Kiriko. Death from above, though, as Will drops onto the fight, into the cage fight with his ultimate. Death Blossom doing a fair amount, but looks like, had the damage and the healing to contend with the close-range Reaper. NKZ in a little bit of trouble too, just trying to dance with this Mei. Healing coming out in a moment, the Lucio's getting back. But somehow, some way, that sound barrier reached NKZ just in time. They go sub 20 HP and Sheercold win the fight.
The blizzard! It was so greedy. It would have worked out though without that sound barrier, so like I guess you feel really good about being able to get the defensive ultimate out, but wow.
Early Riptide. You got 10 seconds. Good shot.
Yeah.
Straight up the clock tower. Surely you know it's coming. There it is. Easy kill. No,
and Kai's dead too. Like Exo found them.
Yeah, it's got to be the worst feeling as a Junkrat. Ripping the tire and then, well, you just get found. But they end up trading, so actually not the worst.
Not too bad. No alts though. I just kind of has to like bide their time. I mean, the good thing tier 2 is like Sheercold actually hasn't got the lead yet. Aya's just holding them hostage.
Oh, speaking about getting held hostage.
Ouch.
All behind the Zarya, that's what I'm saying. It's rough playing the Zarya into the main. That wall is just it's just a one ability kill almost. Just like wall Zarya. Well, you got no bubble. You see one bubble get used by Zarya. Whoop, wall behind you, goodbye. You have to use the bubble yourself. You can't use it on someone else. You need it.
We saw that from Aya yesterday though with the Mei. It just helps to create that terrain in your favor, and so like even if it's not like a Malga punch into you, like the overrun, yeah, the Mei wall, like you just get slowed and deleted. Like NKZ evaporated.
Oh, speaking of which, where did Will go?
Ooh, so did Will.
EMP for Exo. They're in the front line, but that Translocator used quite an inopportune moment there to try and get some space, or at least maybe set up for an EMP, but just marching on forward, just running it down pretty much with 3 minutes to go. 100 meters on the board for
That's a lot of meterage here, and it's going to be a lot that Sheercold's going to have to make up for it. Like, the EMP, though, is a great initiator tool or response to the cage that's coming back online for Phil, but you got to start making the magic happen now. And NKC also has this grab. I guess you could throw grab EMP, too. That got no one!
Yikes. That is a missed grab. There's the cage fight instantly destroyed by that EMP. That Blizzard doing a lot of work. There's Sound Barrier, though, coming in clutch. NKZ looking at the ground, making sure that head hitbox isn't truly revealed or fully revealed. Kai with the Riptire, they can still even this one, but, I mean, with Hot Babe dead, you have got a lot of healing in the Batiste, but I think they're just going to want to reset. No ultimates used, 2 minutes to go, 128 meters, you're happy just falling over there, happy just to save ults for the next fight. Now, a whiffed grab turned into a winning fight for Sheercold, so sure, call it zoning, call it worth, call it what you like, they still won the fight.
Well, you saw the EMP too, but I think you used way more there if you're sheer cold than you would have wanted to. That sound barrier had to come in clutch in response to that blizzard coming through from Kaiser. And you still, if you're have tons of tools to work with. A minute and a half remaining is not much time left in this map. And have the ult advantage.
Good window. NKZ having to run for the hills, but now they're caught in a small room against a Junkrat. Not happening. No healers to bail you out of that one, sadly. Now moving on. I mean, a quick team kill here is great, but a couple of staggers would be even better as they get this bot moving again. They're going to have forward spawns too, worth keeping in mind. It's going to be quite impactful with 1 minute remaining on the clock.
It's good for now, but if you're sheer cold, you need to win 4 team fights here in order to actually take the lead. And in overtime.
Oh, and Johan dying as well. Just snapped out of existence. Frantically searching for an answer as sheer cold. They end up ripping the overclock. It does buy them space, even though that wall was dissuading enough for Will to not peek around it instantly. Now backing up towards that checkpoint, and now they can just play Arch. They can just play time here. They don't need to press the issue, but they're going to do it anyway. A rush for Sheer Cold can match them here. A later rush, but an EMP is good for 1. Kaya ends up falling over with the Riptire. How much does Sheer Cold want to invest? Ideally not much as overtime approaches, and they need to get just under 100 meters in order to take this game back.
That's 1 team fight down, still about 3 more to go. With the grab and the sound barrier, you're very happy having that combo online, but they're working up to yet another full slate of ultimates here outside of that Kitsune rush. So throw the Riptire, get a random kill, it could even be the Lucio.
Classic Junkrat spot. Uh-oh, she just rode the side here, just scare the Zarya? I don't think so. Doesn't matter though, apparently. Hot Babe ends up going down. Railgun from Will is now making this a 5v4. They're trying to push on forward here and forcing Case's block. That's disastrous. NKZ coming out with 2 clutch kills, and Sheer Cold, even though they've lost their Zarya, they do kind of cleanly win this fight.
They're all good. They're all good. I think you send the Lucio back to try to get that taxi if you can. Otherwise, maybe you just hope that you're able to get this just absolutely huge clutch for the... I think you get the checkpoint here. Yeah, perfect. So you get the clutch at the checkpoint. There's going to be a big switch up here, though, as we take a look at Sheer Cold coming back instead on the D.Va versus the Zarya. But it's overtime, and this is now the second to last team fight you need to win.
That is an unbelievably early beat. All that overhealth is going to fade away by the time this higher actually hits the front line. There it is! Lucio dead, cage fight on the point. I mean, NKZ only just joined the lobby again, it feels like. Swap back to the D.Va, ain't happening. Just too many ults from They're going to close out Espirança, take match point, as Sheer Cold just cannot withstand the power of the J Silly.
It was so close too, though, because Sheer Cold just needed to win 2 more fights. They win that one there, and then they win 1 more, and they're able to take the lead. But the J Silly coming at you. You've got the Blizzard. I think there's just so much CC on that team that it makes it difficult to actually play together as a unit. And so that's sad. I think the Zarya was working out really, really nicely there for Sheer Cold, but you can't get back fast enough if you're on the Zarya.
If you can't beat them, join them. It's time for a Junkrat versus Junkrat.
It's time.
It's all I'm saying. Kaya might just have you be hit rank 1 as well, at one point on DPS, mind you. Pretty good at Junkrat, I should say.
Very good at Junkrat.
Match point, Rose. Elimination game, of course. One of these teams will be going out. A rematch to end all rematches. The 5 maps they went to on our broadcast last week. And right now, are taking the lead. A interesting map to go to next. New Junk City. For Junkrat, I don't think it's too bad. Home field advantage, maybe. I don't know. We're not getting those map passives just yet, thank goodness. But with the Junkrat, with the Mei, there's lots of opportunities here for the Mei to get a lot of value. And I think Case has kind of proven that they're able to just get mad value regardless of the map. A lot more choke points on push and on hybrid. Not so much on control, and kind of the same can be said for Flashpoint, but they've been making it work, and especially if Sheer Cold are happy picking the Zarya into what are running, you're just going to be at a detriment, especially if you let the Mei get any free kind of movement. So we'll see what Sheer Cold have to come up with here, what they have to answer with, because right now, they're not in the driving seats. It's very much, with control of the game, it feels like.
I think like the Zarya has worked though, and I think one of the biggest downfalls we've seen for the Zarya is those close quarter fights, which New Junk City is a lot of. I'm looking at Ducks, I'm looking at the refinery, and on all of these sort of smaller spaces where you're battling under the point, that would make it very easy for something like a Mei to take over. So if you're playing the Zarya, you have to be very conscious of where are you actually taking those fights? Is there a good escape route so you don't have one of those Espirança moments where the wall's going up behind you and then you get hit by Maga, the Mei, and also a Junkrat nade to the face, because that is definitely how the Zarya gets deleted.
Yeah, and I also don't think they're going to swap off this Junk either. Don't think we're getting any substitution, so we're just going to roll. If
Kaya's not coming out of the roster, it's Junkrat time all the way.
Exactly that. Looks like there's a roster update though, but this time for Sheer Cold. Okay,
it's a tank sub
coming in for the tank role.
Okay, so maybe no more Zarya. Or if we do, maybe it's just a different flavor of being able to play with the team. Because I think like at this point, you're really looking at just having to make literally any type of change here. Skytor is known for playing the Winston, and might even be able to bring that dive flavor into a more immobile backline, as we've seen so far from Kaya on the Junkrat. You can totally chase that down with something like a Winston jump and a Tesla cannon. And those bubbles, it fully protects your team, even if for a short while.
Hey, I'm down. I'm here for a little bit of dive on this glorious Sunday. Oh yeah, with no substitutions. New Junk City, the next map. Oh yeah, it's pick 2, so you know they got something cooking, something up their sleeve. Shambali Monastery, if we need to go to it as well for our 5th map. Now, New Junk City. Dive, very possible. Malga, very possible. A lot of comps are very good on this map. Even Poke too. Some of the maps are, or at least some of the points, sorry, quite nice for the Sigma Poke. Not sure we're going to see any of that. It's going to be fast. Everybody plays this map fast. If you're seeing Sigma, it's very much because Sigma's like perma-meta at that point. So I don't think we'll see Sigma here. And honestly, just keep doing you. Oh yeah, just keep doing you. If it's working out, all the more power to you. But Sheer Cold need an answer, Rose. They need an answer desperately.
Maybe it's gonna be this tank sub. I think like 2, there's a certain choice in being able to kind of do some mental thematic damage of bringing the Junkrat on New Junk City. But I like what we're seeing so far, actually being hovered over from Sheer Cold. It looks like they might want to commit to a Mauga comp, and this would be the more meta of the Mauga comps that we have seen so far in EMEA, with Johan bringing the Kiriko, the way to cleanse off any of those sort of big AoE suppressive moments. But then you also have the Sombra and the Reaper, and in fact Skytor is going to leave spawn with the Mauga.
Yep.
This is it, Mauga versus Mauga, but like
straight
different
meta.
TPS.
EU meta Mauga comp versus version of that comp, basically, with double main healer too in the BAP and the Kiriko.
So much healing output.
And utility too. 2 invuns. Yeah. What's better than 1 invulnerability? 2. Oh my god. Okay, certified Junkrat moment number 1 on New Junk City. Clip it, ship it. Put it on Reddit.
Okay, I mean, it's...
A total mayhem.
Huh.
I almost killed somebody. I'm waiting for it. A total mayhem kill one of these days, please. I mean, the benefit of Sheer Cold's comp here, Rose, is that they can just WM1, right? Like, you can have all the healing in the world, but we have speed. Sometimes speed is better than healing. We just kind of run in there and get Will into a position where they can just do just unbelievable amount of damage with the Reaper getting up close, and then if you add a hack and a virus, your life is cut short pretty quickly.
Right, that's why we've seen this composition be so impactful, is because the Reaper gets to play up close and personal with your Mauga on the front lines, and that is something that is going to struggle with. That Junkrat does not want to be seeing the enemy team. You don't want to be that close to something like that Reaper, because it's tough to win that one when you've got something like the Wraith form to be able to get you out of the way, but maybe you can steal the objective away now.
But they're going to try and change the tempo here. A relentless assault with that sound barrier into the backline, but no initial kills. In fact, Yeah's health bar's looking way healthier than Sheer Cold, and they just use a sound barrier. Blizzard on the point. Oh, what about Kaya with a 5k tire? Are you serious? Are you serious, Kaya? A 5k Junkrat tire? Holy. If I was allowed to swear, I would.
We have officially seen everything from this Junkrat. Outside of a total mayhem kill, we actually saw a 5k. I don't think you could even be mad if you're Sheer Cold. That's just like an awesome moment for this Junkrat to have. But like, wow. Like Sheer Cold, they've walked away with 72%. They are still in one fight territory. They have a ton to work with, like the Kitsune rush, but like, oh my god, Kaya.
Give it to us again. Just keep the Junkrat POV rolling. Cage on the point. Will's got the Death Blossom. Needs a little bit more healing, though, before they can rip it. They send it anyway, and Kaya takes them to spawn. Darkside Field 2 just cleaning up Sheer Cold. The sheer amount of psychic damage that Yeah has done to Sheer Cold, and more specifically their Junkrat pick, is unreal.
I have to watch this again.
I mean, hey. Load up that replay. Watch that tire rip into the back line.
You're just behind on the point. Everybody's
trying to escape. Trying to get away from that Blizzard Rose.
Oh my god, just perfectly lined up. That's wild. Yeah, earned that first flashpoint. Yeah, this is awesome. I don't really have any other words for that except that this has been really fun to watch. Maybe not if you're Sheer Cold, but next flashpoint's going to unlock soon. There's so much terrain for this Junkrat to play around. Gotta be so careful if you're the Sombra too. You can get insta-popped. She's so low.
Ooh, those stray icicles and those stray mines of the Junkrat really paying dividends right now. Sound barrier to make sure they save the Reaper's life. But they can't really push with it. They're getting on the point, yes, but they're not getting in Yeah's face. Blizzard available. Here's the tire. Oh, instantly killed. Rest in peace. Junkrat down. Blizzard's still working wonders, though, for them on the point. Sheer Cold scattering away from the Blizzard. Kaiser manages to get a block off just in time. And there are the kills. Yeah, capping the point and coming up clutch.
See, look at that though, Moira gameplay moment. Like you've run out of healing. You have nothing because of how much healing you had to pump into your team. We talked to Coolboy about that yesterday. What that actually looks like, but it doesn't matter. Like you have control of this flashpoint. Hopefully, you're able to get some of that resource back before Shirko come in and try to hit you again. They have the rush. That is a really nice way to open up this point, but Hape has been too, so...
Double rush, double voice line, love hearing that. Cardiac Overdrive 2 from both Maugas, but look at how much damage is getting flung towards Skytor. Ooh, Skill Orb almost taking the kill there. They're doing a trading, Junkrat down. Oh yeah, in a 4v4. Without a tank though, Sheer Cold needs some comeuppance. They need something in the bank needs to be used. EMP does eradicate the Mauga ultimate, and in fact that was the turnaround that they needed. Coalescence used at the very end of this fight. I mean, getting instantly hacked out of it is a bit of an issue, but as long as you're firing out the Sombra, you should be all good. OT is here for Yeah, but Sheer Cold end up finding the flip as then Mauga rejoins the fray.
I don't think you're upset about that though if you're Yeah, because now Kaiser has the Mei ult. Like, you just throw that Blizzard on top of the point. You don't necessarily have the same setup with something like that Riptire, but who knows? In like 5 seconds, that could be the case. The Blizzard first for sure, just to try to get this point back, and you win if you win the splash point if you hit it.
Ooh, Blizzard, yeah, from Kaiser. EMP quite far away here, so no chance to eliminate that snowball. Oh, I mean, Will is just... yeah, I was going to say dominating the back line, just playing Sentry Gun on top of that little mound of rubble. Just buying time here. Sheer Cold. Finding the late staggers will be nice. There's one more fight in this. But with no Lucio, Yeah might struggle a little bit to get back to this point.
You actually have a lot of mobility on the team, though. I think, like, Fade, Swift Step, Overrun from the Mauga. I think, like, the Blizzard's going to be a little late to the party, but who knows? There's Overrun.
There's their overrun onto the point. They just lay the road down, though. That rush doing a lot of work. Tyre. Oh, Mauga, didn't see that one coming. Almost eliminated. There's the Suzu. Healing Offerer being thrown Skytor's way to make sure they keep themselves up. And that is a good Blizzard. Magically catching that Lucio, just shooting at his feet was Kaiser there. I mean, the Blizzard's good, but this cage might be a little bit better. Skytor firmly planting themselves on the point as yeah, just fade away into the darkness. And there you go, tied up. New Junk City, one apiece right now, as yeah now have to make the long rotation. Same with Shakehold, to be fair. The point is quite far away.
Yeah, that point's really far. But you've got EMP to open up the 6th fight. Hot Baby's actually going to make a transition over to the Lucio, just for a little bit more mobility on the team. I think it's going to help out a lot. We had called out that they're, okay, well, never mind. They decided against it. They're just going to go ahead and give this defensive positioning up to Sheer Cold first. But I really thought the Lucio would be a better fit here.
Yeah, maybe just opting for more healing. Yeah, Lucio does seem to be one of the best right now in terms of supports. Speaking of which, nice kill onto Hot Babe. Nice little hack, and you just collapse on the Kiriko. I mean, the problem with the Kiriko there, especially just with a hack, like, you need to swift step almost instantly to get out of that. And it just wasn't to be. Sheer Cold with the cap. Pretty easy. Especially when you lose one of your main sources of healing from yeah. They do have both Moira as well, but
it's actually gonna...
a little rough.
No way. I was like, do you just hit like the solo EMP onto the Junkrat?
No. I mean, that would be insane. I mean,
that would be so funny.
Like I said, the psychic damage that they've done to the mental, pretty extraordinary, but I mean, maybe that would be insane. But nice EMP. No coalescence used there from Coolboy, so they might be able to re-enter this fight. The EMP was good, but wasn't good enough for any kills. There's the Coal, healing orb out, and coalescence to push them all forwards, trying to rip the front line apart, but it's actually Darkside Phil again going down. This coalescence just not aiding them in any kills whatsoever. It's actually just a railgun from Will. That'll be the fight winner. Sheer Cold putting themselves on a flashpoint point, if you want to put it that way. A 2-1, only 10% to go, and yeah, they do not make it back to this point to contest.
No, they can't. This is going to be another flashpoint that yeah have to give over to Sheer Cold. But Sheer Cold, like, they've really started to find their momentum with this Mauga composition. The first flashpoint was a little bit of a struggle after we saw just a full, like, slurry of ultimates come out from yeah. But Skytor has slotted into this roster really nicely with this Mauga to be able to lead the charge on a lot of these initiations. The cage fight being up as well, I think you have a really good way to be able to lock down some of these other members. But I think yeah have a couple more of those DPS ultimates that really make that cage fight powerful.
Ooh,
Sombra's
seeing
out.
the truth once again in the Junkrat, and seeing the Sombra apparently too. Not sure if she was mid-stealth, but she might as well have been. There's the overrun from Darkside Phil. So just try and push on the point. Dude, double cage is so ridiculous. Sound barrier, Blizzard, everybody press Q right now. There we go, it worked. Skytor ends up falling over. I mean, the Blizzard is just too much. Cage, Blizzard, you literally cannot move. The cage is locking you in place somewhat, and then the Blizzard is just a cherry on top. Yeah, end up capping that point first. I mean, playing up here I think is actually quite smart. Gives the Junkrat a little bit more space too, to unleash the Riptire. We'll see how they want to play this. Not playing on the point, but not too much of a surprise. Playing around the mega health pack, a little bit more smart, I think.
I think you almost want Sheer Cold to get a little bit of space on you, because you have the Coalescence, you have the Riptire, so you're right, it was like Kaya just gets a little bit more mobility here.
Uh-oh, fire in the hole. They spotted the tire, surely. Oh, the Suzu, perfectly timed from Yohan.
So good.
Saving their own life. But they cost him a kill. No healing, no Suzu for Will as they bite the dust to just a random stray right-click from Coolboy. Then with Skytor dead, Sheer Cold. I mean, late deaths here, it's going to cost them the point. And yeah, that's exactly what they are. Late deaths, 80% and counting now.
It's so hard because, like, the flashpoint scenario here, like, you really want to be able to have a recontest here, but that was last fight territory. Even like, yeah, just gonna give it up. They know that it's gonna take over in their favor. So the final flashpoint is upon us for this map. And the winner here, it could be yeah taking the whole series, or it could be Sheer Cold bringing us to a map number 5. EXO up first here with the EMP.
Just waiting for yeah to barrel out of that choke point first, I'd imagine. Yeah, just chilling, vibing, waiting.
They have to be ready for this, though.
Yeah, surely. I mean, Coolboy's playing on this pillar. But as soon as they peek their head out, yep, see the supports. Oh, they don't get them. It's actually, they only get the front line. Suzu onto 2 members of Yeah is going to save them from the EMP effects, and this coalescence is going to help them heal up. 2 roads on the point too. Rush is good, fighting in the neutral. There's just the overwhelming damage of sheer cold though as they march on, and yeah, as soon as that cold went away, they know that was their time to shine. They've lost their Junkrat, the main hero of this composition, as the point comes unlocked, and sheer cold take control. Good stagger too on Yeah. Very nice.
That's too bad. Like, that's just such a big difference maker when you can guarantee yourself an extra 10-15% on the point before you can get that recontest in. And Sheer Cold didn't have to use a whole lot to be able to walk away with that victory either. But once again, we're sitting in this really awkward scenario of SkyTour has the cage fight, but Yeah actually has DPS ultimates to combo with their own. And that has been just such a big deciding factor for a lot of how these cage fights end up going.
Yeah, perfect point also to have a cage fight, right? Just up on this big platform, so it looks kind of nice. Speaking of which, there's one, and there's the Blizzard. Oh, you are caught, and you are sent to eternal damnation, I think, after that Blizzard. There's just no hope for you. You're just staring death in the eyes, trapped in the cage. Oh, what a clean shot from Kaiser, too. Beautiful stuff. Sheer Cold just trying to extend this point out as much as they can. I mean, it's one fight for Yeah here. Realistically on this map now, with 92% and 2 points on the board. This point will be the decider, of course.
SkyTour didn't even use the cage fight there either. Like, a great recognition from Sheer Cold to know that Yeah had a bit more to combo. And so now you actually have your own when you can use the cage fight alongside like the EMP. That's so powerful. And so that's what Sheer Cold's going to set up for here, getting that EMP ready to go.
Oh, here we go. Do they know? Surely they do. They can hear the sound cue. Oh, that rhymed. Over the top, straight to the backline. Suzu used. Oh, faked out. Yoham completely fakey there by the tire. Hey, I'm going to go in once. Nope. Oh, you Suzu? Too bad. Instant kill. Good stuff from Yeah. Is now with 66% and counting. This is last fight for Sheer Cold.
Last fight, double support ultimates for Yeah, that worked out wonders for them the last time that we ended up seeing the EMP get popped here by EXO. So it's going to be a very explosive fight here, especially when they still have those powerful ults online.
There's the rush. The EMP is going to be devastating right over the top, but it cancels the cold too. Perfect target prioritization there, straight onto the Moira. Everybody's got a kick queue. Someone's going to have to come out victor here. A 2v4 as Will goes low. Make that a 2v3. Darkside Phil trying to keep his team in. This is Kaiser so close to that Blizzard. They are 1 pixel away. They throw the Blizzard on the point, but they end up going down. Sheer Cold find the flip. Darkside Phil finds 1 kill, but it doesn't matter. The supports end up winning it out in the end. Sheer Cold, by the skin of their teeth, managed to keep themselves in the map. 2-2, a map number 5 on the horizon now, as Flashpoint is theirs. The Junkrat can't come out on top this time. They say no more silliness. We play the meta and we shall win.
History is repeating itself. There was a 3-2 score line when we saw both of these teams go head-to-head in our very first day of the group stage, and now it is all coming back to form here. This is so exciting, too, because while we had mug compositions on both sides, very, very different flavors and takes on it from either team.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
That's
exactly.
so cool.
Shambali Monastery, maybe they keep the same subs in. Clearly it's working out for Sheer Cold, of course. They did end up subbing their tank player out. And a new... Hey, not very good at Malga right now. Not feeling it right now. Hey, it's all good. We got another Malga on the bench. We got another one. And with Sheer Cold making the sub, can't imagine they're going to make any changes here. And honestly, with yeah, same. Well, I mean, you definitely don't sub Kaiser out, because May's definitely just too good on Shambali Monastery for the way they want to play. Oh, this is... If you didn't see the 5k rip tire, boom, there it is on your screen again. It was so sick too. I'll just cut off my own point. Wall behind them. Everybody's trying to run away from the Blizzard, all going up on the stairs. Dude, we're never going to see that again. That is a once-in-a-lifetime rip tire, I think. Oh, well,
maybe, so
maybe don't speak that into existence. Maybe we see another one, but...
I was gonna say, hang on a second, what if we do see Yeah win this match? Then we might get a chance to see a little bit more of that Junkrat in the main event, because that is what's on the line here for both of our teams.
I will be down. And honestly, it'll feel it'll feel like you're getting robbed a little bit. Maybe they were a little robbed of that map as well with the Junkrat 5k, and then you still end up losing. That does kind of suck. Stings a little bit, but this is another good tire too. Just faking out the Kiri. Complete 360. Boom. You use Suzu. All good. I've got the answers for you. Oh,
yeah, like you can't shoot it out of the sky there too, with just the positioning of the tire. Wait for the Suzu to go down, get that insta kill, and it did buy them enough time to make this the final fight of the map. And sadly, it did not go their way. There's a little bit too much firepower on the side of Sheer Cold, but things are starting to heat up a little bit. Shambali Monastery. I could totally see Junkrat being brought back out here.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to have subs.
Especially on that second point defense.
Yeah. Second point, the Mei is good, the Junkrat's decent, right? You can just fire down into the corridor. Like, yeah, I don't think there's any substitutions coming here for either side, to be honest with you. I don't think Sheer Cold are also going to make subs. Yeah, Shambali Monastery was picked by Sheer Cold, mind you, at the start of the series, or at the top of the series. Yeah, Mount 05, like you said, Rose. Exactly the same thing that happened on week number 1, but this time we got more Junkrat and we get more 5Ks. And with in terms of Sheer Cold's comp too, probably going to run the same thing. The Reaper, the Sombra, it is just the comp, the go-to right now. So sticking with that and preparing in a way. Obviously, this is an elimination match. This is a decider match to go to the main event. So you don't really want to be like practicing, but like, actually just running the comp over and over again is going to drill it into you, and I think this is the kind of comp that will going forward will be the more prevailing meta comp, at least in EU. Things can change in NA. We are going to jump to a quick break though, give the teams just a couple of minutes just to prepare themselves for map number 5, but we're going to go into it just after this. Shambali Monastery up next.
It's time to blow this scene. Get everybody in the stuff together. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
Welcome back. Map number 5, Shambali Monastery. We're about to load in. We're just getting the substitutions coming in into the lobby, so we're just making sure everybody's set up and ready to go. Apparently Sheer Cold are making some swaps going into this, so we'll have to wait and see what they want to pull out. I mean, get someone fresh in there, fresh new face for a map number 5. Maybe not warmed up, but maybe new ideas logging into the server. Shambali Monastery, of course, pretty narrow map. Pretty good map for the main junk, so there's no changes for R yet. Only Sheer Cold are making the substitutions.
Wonder if it's going to be NKZ. It is. Okay, NKZ is going to be coming back into the roster, and we also have a support sub coming in as well.
Leapy and NKZ coming in for Sheer Cold. Okie dokie. So quite a big swap up there. So I would assume that they're probably not going to run the Lucio. We'll have to wait and see. Could just be a small change-up. Oh yeah, like I said before, not making any substitutions. Happy with Cool Boy and Hot Babe. I would be too if I had them on my team. And Kaya, Kaiser, and Darkside Phil. I mean, just keep them in, man. I'm waiting for Darkside Phil maybe to pick up the Hog, but that ain't gonna happen. Need one sane member of the team, and well, that's in the tank role apparently for this team.
I kind of wonder if with the substitute, we actually do see maybe a bit of a difference in that backline, as you mentioned. No Lucio, but maybe something a bit more static. We have seen some like Baptiste, some Zen. I think both of those choices can be really impactful versus something like a Junkrat, and especially if you know that Cool Boy and Hot Babe do not have the tendency to lean towards either of those heroes, then I think you're really safe just not running one yourself.
Zen it is. For sheer cold.
I love it.
Okay, yeah, I really like it too. And the Widowmaker too. Let's go. Okay, this is my jam. A little Zen, a little Widow. I am here for it. A very slow comp though, Rose, with the Sigma instead of the Mauga here.
I think the Sigma makes so much sense though, because Aya hasn't really wanted to play the Mauga anyway, and if you want to be able to help enable something like the Widowmaker, then you have the shield to be able to just pop that in front of her, and hopefully she just gets a headshot, right? It also helps you against the Junkrat, to be quite fair.
W skin game. Should do a segment about skins at some point. Nice headshot onto the Junkrat though. I just really like the default, the new default. I think it's sick. The colorways from the Overwatch League ones are also really cool. Big fan is all I'm saying. God, you do not want to peek that, but no headshots found just yet. You've charged a little bit longer now with the Widowmaker to get the guaranteed. This dice, I feel, makes his way up onto the second corner, sorry.
Ooh, look at the Junkrat though in the tiny room. I would get out of there if I were you.
Nice wall. Wall's going to be a big problem here for the Widowmaker, because they can just use the wall as cover. Not too many people are just going to be randomly spamming that wall. I mean, Will be sure, but Will's probably off on an off angle, trying to just take to the skies to put pressure on the DPS. Speaking of which, there goes the Junk, and KZ picking up a nice little kill on the sidelines, and Kaiser just donates themselves to the ultimate bank.
Still gonna be a standstill at this final little stretch of that first checkpoint, and this is where we see a lot of teams get flustered. You have some much better Widow sight lines there towards the back of that point, especially in that window, and it's gonna be much harder for the Zarya to also break through too. Yeah, look at these sight lines here for the Widow. You're feeling really good right now.
Especially when they're creeping around that corner. Oh, keeping an eye on the window too, but there you go, another wall. Lamp, bubble, everything thrown in to try and help Darkside Phil survive, but, I mean, hey, now you got two tanks to contend with. We're back in Overwatch 1, baby. There you go. Nice little 90 energy charge off the Turtle Mayhem. 1 minute and 50 seconds to go. No tire in sight either, sadly. It's hard to get damage down, Rose. Worth keeping in mind. Sheer Cold's composition doesn't really aid for the Junkrat to get much damage at all.
No.
They're playing so far back with the Zen and the Bap. Will's up in the skies, and the Widowmaker is also, well, killing people for one, but also way in the background
So
with this
inaccessible.
giant painting. And then Sigma just stands in the front line, can eat, and use shield. So it's tough for the Junkrat really to get a lot of damage here.
Yeah, I mean, like, the wall is also working against you too, right? Even though you're cutting off the Widow sight lines, you're also cutting off access to actually kill her. I think it's a little twofold, but this poor Zarya too from Phil, like, it just can't break through this tiny room.
Yeah. I mean, Sheer Cold just had the number, it feels like. Nice little headshot, forces the bubble. Transcendence coming out. No use throwing the Graviton Surge into that. Still lobs it into the back line anyway and just marches on forward. Darkside Phil with 2 kills. They've got to take care of Will, though. That's going to be a big issue, but maybe not so much anymore, as they do need to touch. Darkside Phil spotting that Transcendence. LP just running away. It was like, well, guys, I'll see you later. You're going to have to kill the Zarya somehow. And yeah, nice grab. 2-man grab,
beautiful.
and that'll be it. Almost in OT, mind you. 3 minutes to go now for their push onto second. Oh! Nicely timed. No shot that Kiriko knew the Widow was there.
Oh, just taking that corner back again. And now you get the sights as well, so, yeah, even fewer places that they're able to hide.
I love this playstyle. You know as well, no one can punish you. Who is going to punish you on that team? Oh, well, Riptire.
She's still back there.
Yeah. No one punishes
you.
you.
Busy, too.
Look at little P!
Look at where the this then?
What is that? You can perma flank on this comp because IE can't punish you because they don't have speed. Well, they do have a Blizzard though. Yeah, best thing to do if a lot of people are flanking you, run forwards and kill the main tank of the front line.
True.
And now you're in trouble. You're in big trouble.
This should just be a point capture here. You do have the duplicate, so that is a way that you can kind of stall this out, but where's the rest of the team?
Copy onto the Mei. Free Blizzard in the sights for Will. Might not even need to use it, to be honest with you. Should be a pretty easy, clean sweep. Nice headshot onto the Junkrat. Oh, I didn't get to use Blizzard. That's so sad. All good though, Will survives. Clutch pick on the Doomfist there for NKZ, or clutch pick for the Doomfist as he manages to get back to the point in time, but still a lot of space allotted. Doomfist doesn't really aid too much space creation.
He's so exploitable too. I think is the biggest problem with the Doomfist is he's just a big ult battery if you let him. There aren't actually too many ways to stun out the Doomfist though, and so one thing that you're just trying to do here is just create some chaos. You can also just jump onto the Junkrat, and this is a standstill for now. Once again with great sidelines to the Widowmaker.
Yeah, speaking of sightlines, got sights now. Oh, Transcendence Force super early. Darkside Field doing a very good job of using one of those. No shot, they just solo grab the Widow, surely. Just to get the Doom would be enough, or maybe even none at all. Oh, drags the Bapple from the high ground too. Darkside Field unable to execute the kill to Will though, who's just darting around in the skies. Tracks him eventually, but they left enough time for the Widow to just, well, basically just kill everybody. Oh.
That is it. Oh, wait, where's the Junkrat?
There's no mine. We're all good.
Yeah. Could you imagine if that didn't disappear? Okay. Well, still no point captured here for yeah. They only have 20 seconds remaining to get back, and this is the problem with stopping the car.
Oh my god, what a wall!
She's so lucky!
The absolute forehead on Kaiser there to try and stop the Widow from grappling away, but Will was there to save the Widow. All good. Damage enough to break one of those columns. Here comes the Riptide. What can it do? It spots the Sig, but Sig hears that from around the corner. Only about 5 seconds left on the Riptire. Oh, it's looking, it's hunting, it's searching, and a double kill will be found. OT is here, but yeah, have the advantage. They got that window to utilize too if they really need it, but I don't think they do. Well, LP manages to find the Kiriko at least, but there you go again. Oh yeah, just managing to clutch it out. That tire paying off for them once more.
That was a super important clutch too, because it was starting to look like it was already ultra rough with just the second point. It's so defensively favored just with all of those high grounds that you get a chance to utilize on that defense, that it can be very tough for especially an attacking team with a Junkrat to find a mark there. But we're going to maintain course as we start to approach that final checkpoint. You have way less ground to cover, but it's still very defensively favored.
Oh wow, how did that not eat? Nice Transcendence.
Right
Lamp to help too. Lamp goes down. Trans to stop the Sigma getting eliminated. And the copy into the Zarya too, although no bubbles. And the Will duplication ends up falling by the wayside. He's taking a fair amount of damage too. Yeah. Case are dead. All good. Reset, go again. 30 seconds to go though. Can't afford to waste any more deaths here.
No, you can't get staggered, but also you have to work up to something here. You've got the flux as well as the sights, which is going to give EXO just so much potential in this fight. Hot Babe has to have this Kitsune rush to this team to have a chance here, unless they're able to get some quick picks.
Yeah, you're thinking they should be able to get it. 10% to go. Can buy some more time with the sights. Flux over the top of the wall. Double bubble used. Noble bubbles for the Zarya. Everybody's a little bit more vulnerable now on the side of yeah. And there is the rush. They do push onto the point, and Junkrat firing through the window. That is a scary sight to behold. LP ends up going down to the Zarya. A little bit out of position. Just trying to get a nice angle onto the backline, but wasn't to be. Graviton Surge thrown out. But merely a distraction technique for yeah. Kaiser finishing off the BAP, and there you go, OT finish. Yeah, managing to scrape by in this final map of this series. Elimination game, of course, so every small clutch from every player, any player, it really does matter. I think everybody had their own small moment there, the Mei, the Junkrat, everything.
Wow.
Widowmaker 3K, and that's what I'm saying. Like, everybody has a clutch moment, especially in these comps. They're just lightning and how fast they can execute it. Hey, a Widowmaker is always a +1 in my books, so I'm glad to see a Widowmaker back in the fray, at least somewhat.
And that Widow was making that attack push very difficult for Aya. Not only are you forced to use those Mei walls a bit more defensively, rather than proactively, how we have seen that Mei just try to change that terrain for the team, but you also have to, like, you're stopped in your tracks a little bit more. Like, you can't just go in totally, like, full force, head empty. You have to think about, like, where could that Widowmaker be, and how do we make sure that she has shut off access to our team? This is not as fast.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard as well, though. To be fair, playing the Widow on offense, a lot less sight lines. You got the big straightaway, sure, but you can't play those cheeky like off-angle flanks or anything. So you're really gonna have to go like saboteur mode and just infiltrate the backlines with that. So we'll see what Sheer Cold want to do. I don't mind Will also stick on the Echo. I think an Echo is a really good pick into the Mei and the Junk. I think it's really sick. Tracer is going to be the pick. Kind of weak to the Mei, at least somewhat. You're just looking at poking down the backline. It's rough. I think it's kind of rough for the Tracer.
Yeah, I don't think that this is the best choice for the team here, but I also think that, like, EXO has also proven themselves to be able to contend with something like the Junkrat in the back, and at this point you're really just hoping to be a distraction. That way, like, your Echo can deal with the frontline pressure just a little bit more, you're really bullying back the Zarya, and then you have an opportunity to go into something like that focus beam.
All good. Yeah, I think that's the main aim of the game here. Just bully the Zarya, make her use bubbles, then you can just walk. Just WM1. Well, there goes the Mei. Kaiser bites the dust. Lamp use 2. Zarya is just so hard to keep alive here. You're not even doing damage. If you're a cool boy or hot babe, it feels like you are just trying to heal your Zarya through all of the poke.
And that can be really tough to do. The Zarya is going to be focused down a lot, and I think there's, like, so much utility on Sheer Cold's composition to do that. You have the Tracer that can help to just kind of chunk down those bubbles. Any of those sticky beams as well will also be able to do the job. Oh, that Tracer, though.
That's TP.
Oh, God.
Nice little TP there to stop the sticky bomb damage going off. Oh, hello. 30 HP in a dream. Almost got sniped. Speaking of getting sniped, there goes the Zen. Hey, it's just so good at landing these. Oh, through the window! Get out of there. Nah, they're all good. Nice LOS. Good use of the wall too. Stopping anybody going down instantly to the window.
Zarya's able to hold the door here. The door is a really good defensive position just because, like, you don't have any very easy way to access that area if you are on the attacking team. We are going to see a change, though, off of the Tracer. It's going to be the Ashe now here for EXO. I think this is a much better choice, just knowing that you can have a little bit more consistent damage, and you also don't have to get too up close and personal to some of these more spammy characters, I guess.
Right, it's trying to look for the Echo. You can see the try shots, obviously, just giving the Junk a little bit of a haircut. Duplication available too, but with this rush, I think Will has to back off, just help the rest of his team as Aya just kind of flood onto the first points. There's the Flux, bubble available, does crash back down to Earth, but look at the chunk damage there. That window, you don't even need it at all in this fight, you'd imagine. There's the Lamp, the Transcendence, they're pushing on forward. Cool Boy just holding on to the window. There's no use to try and sustain through all of that damage, especially with the Flux going off too. The Zarya is just so susceptible to getting picked out of the air. The bubble timing has to be immaculate. As soon as you crash down to the ground, honestly, otherwise people can just burst through it. And here you go, this second point push, Rose. They've conquered the main territory of the Junkrat, right? The caves. Oh, and the Mei, I suppose.
Yeah, now it's a little bit more open, so both the Junkrat as well as the Mei are going to be a little bit less impactful, but still, like, you've got those bubbles from the Zarya that can help out here. Those are really good bubbles there, too. 2
bubbles gone. Here comes the tire. What can we get? Will. Oh, straight in the midair with the duplication. No sniping, the Echo out. And good focus fire on the Riptire. Not today. Summons down as the Lamp also falls for Cool Boy. Dude, look at Will, though. Will is just dancing in front of this window, by the way. I mean, that is ridiculous how they're just going to get sniped out. All good, though. They end up escaping alive. Only just, though.
Ooh, and KZ's gonna open this up a ton with this double.
That's it. That's point. Oh, good headshot. Wow, that was clean. Crispy, if you will.
X's aim has been amazing.
Yeah.
Like just so good with the Tracer to be annoying. You also have the Widowmaker that was just such a nuisance on the defense here for Sheer Cold, and now you have this Ashe that has just been able to get the dynamite damage down and really help sort of soften up these targets for Will to go in and be that aerial unit here for the team. Another flux, too. I
think that's a really good point, yeah. That dynamite just does so much work, because then Will doesn't have to contend with most of the health bar, right? You can, well, you're half, I can just beam you down. So, yeah, it's a really nice little combo there. Dynamite into Will just getting aggressive. Oh, here he comes. Here's Bob. The sixth man has joined the battlefield. Just assassinating the poor Zen. It's okay, though, because Bob is here. And, well, EXO may have got a lot of kills in the kill feed, but we know it was really just Bob. 3 minutes to go for Sheer Cold as they push onto this final corner. Oh, yeah, are going to be able to touch, and a rare swap. There's a Lucio, there's a Tracer. This is not my yeah. There's even a D.Va, too. Kaya, they're going to be able to get this touch. They're going to be able to at least contend for a brief moment. But how long can they really hold on?
Ooh, the May, too. That's just going to be so good to stall out this card.
Free Blizzard. Okay, well, throwing it down. Can they actually find anybody, though? That is the real question that needs answering. Darkside feels super low. Window erected for Callboy, but sniped through it. A Transcendentral LP. No ultimates really available for Sheer Cold. They got a window coming up rather soon, but the Transcenders might have just done it. Oh, the Lucio cowering in a corner. But no, there's just no chance for them to touch again. Just the duplication, the free Blizzard. There was just too much damage, and Sheer Cold finished with a mammoth time bank. 3 minutes and 29 seconds versus a single minute for yeah. This is slowly sipping away on what has been a very entertaining game. This Junkrat maybe just not working out for them. Sheer Cold just taking them to the cleaners.
You brought up such a good point, though, when we first loaded into this map and we saw those compositions, that what Sheer Cold is running is just so much less vulnerable to something like the Junkrat. If you're on the defense, I think the Junkrat is just a little bit better, but otherwise, you're not able to just spam down a target that's in the back. How do you hit EXO? How do you hit Will in the sky? That is a huge issue for the Junkrat to be able to actually find that value. But on the defense here, as Sheer Cold walks out, it's not the Widowmaker this time around. It is going to be the Ashe, and the Ashe was really good on the attack, so I think that keeping on the defense here makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, the Ashe, and to be fair, the Zen too is just putting in so much work for them. I like the fact that Sheer Cold went into this game and went into this map, and subbed in a player that hadn't warmed up really. I mean, maybe they're warming up in ranked or training range or whatever, right? But more often than not, you just sitting in the team comms, just listen to how things are going. But sticking someone on a Zen, especially against a comp that you know is going to be slower because they're playing May Junkrat, I think that was really smart from Sheer Cold there. All right, oh yeah, Rose, they've got 1 minute. 1 minute and a big mountain to climb, and I'm not talking about Shambali Monastery.
Well, we've seen a lot of teams be able to take a minute and turn it into a full push, so maybe that's what we get to taste to see here. It's a very aggressive push here coming through from Phil.
Oh wow, there you go. The Junkrat's already there to rest in peace. Rest in pieces. 27 seconds to go. You cannot die to a stagger here. Oh, Will is taking a little bit too much damage. That's a stagger. That's a giant stagger too. The Tracer dead? Oh, that's over. Oh, it's over now. There's almost no way they come back from this one.
They can't come out of spawn here. You're gonna see the pick over to the D.Va to be able to rush back to the cart. You got the Lucio as well in tow, and even though you're on this fast comp, you're just not set up for success here.
Oh my god, Darkside feel like no shot. Yeah, that's gonna be it. Payload's gonna hold there on the top of this hill, bar a miracle. We've seen crazier things in this series so far, but I think that miracle is yet to come. Little dupe into the Lucio. Good stuff. 30.36 meters, Sheer Cold on the verge of knocking out yeah again in a 5-map series. And moving on to the main event with Rock Esports from their group.
This map is just so defensively favored. Like, as soon as you get stopped once, you have so much ground you have to try to make up here, and with only a minute too, it just wasn't enough time to get an ultimate online or anything that was powerful enough outside of just a pick. So it's so tough there to be in that position if you're just really not having enough time on the board. Sheer Cold, on the other hand, it just feels like it's a matter of time before they're able to close out this map.
Yeah, matter of time. 3 minutes and 29 seconds is exactly how much they got, Rose. It feels inevitable.
So
really
much
does.
time.
And getting it that far, you're like, oh, sorry, I just got 2 picks. Okay, we just win the game because it's up like halfway up the hill almost. Okay, well, maybe it's on the first corner, but close enough. Bearing in mind, thinking back to the series, the original series, Sheer Cold versus Aya, it did end in Shamali Monastery as well, so very poetic if Sheer Cold can finish this one out too. Knock Aya out. They advance in their group. Then only one more group to see us through the rest of EU today. But Group C, looking less top-heavy than some of the other groups that we have here in EU, not in NA. That's later. But here's the attack, Rose. Defense, Darkside Phil, all right, running the Zarya.
You have no room for error here if you're you can't get picked off. You have to hold this corner, and it's going to be sort of a one and you're done kind of affair. Oh, the bubble's already gone. Exo, though, does get reset. Healing.
Hot Babe 35, legend. Playing the Ana. The only thing that helped Zarya survive there was that nade from Hot Babe. That increased healing really helped out the Zarya in staying alive. But you just need one ult cycle, easily obtainable here in 3 minutes. And Will has the Sky at the beck and call. I mean, Hot Babe can obviously shoot back at the Echo, but it's a bit more difficult, especially when you're kind of hiding away, making sure you don't get chunked by the Ash.
Don't have charge either.
Yeah, right. That's so much damage. Lamp already used. Lampington down. Okay. Guy's pretty low. Darkside Phil, no bubbles. Is playing pretty scared, but playing like they have bubbles. Maybe a bit of deceptive play there. Just trying to bait them in, but it's in fact a swift death meeting the tank. And with the spawn advantage, Sheer Cold making this look inevitable. But Hot Babe and Cool Boy coming up clutch, in fact. Making the most of their space that their Sigma had provided them.
That's a huge amount of time that they're buying as well, because Cool Boy's going to have the first ult up in this game. That Amplification Matrix is a great way to be able to stall this out, and even though this is plenty of time for Sheer Cold to get ults, it's a lot for Aya to be able to keep up. We are going to see Phil come back here on the Diva, so you're able to contest with this Ashe just a little bit better, but it's time for ults here. Exo's down.
Do not get one-shot challenged. Impossible against the Junk. They do trade, though, 4v4. Dupe available. But so is that Riptire. Guys done it once, they can do it again, I believe. Carts being used as a window holster, and here is the Riptire. They surely got to know is coming for that payload. Oh, instantly taken out. The pre-fire ang there from Exo, just too good. Discord on the Diva, they are also pretty low. Will, duping the Ana, what is this? What is this meta? I've seen this somewhere before. Oh, what a predictive sleep too. Will might just be able to win this game on the front line. Cool Boy saying, that's not my Ana, that's the enemy. NKZ just marching on. The Blizzard on the points, but it doesn't matter. Falling are the numbers of with only Hot Babe surviving. Sheer Cold have done it again. A map 5 banger, ending on Shambali Monastery. They eliminate from the competition and advance to the main event.
Wow, what a treat we got with this matchup too. Not only was it super hard fought here by Sheer Cold, but gave us such an entertaining match. We got the Junkrat, we got the Mei, we got the Mauga, we got like 6 different tanks in this matchup. Like, what more could you have asked for?
I see you. We're so back.
I know.
We're so back.
We're so back.
First it was Clockwork Vendetta, then it was Avoided,
such a EU
and
game.
now it's
Like, this was just screaming EU ladder, and I love it. I mean, look at the very beginning of this series, looking all the way back to map number 1. I feel like some eyebrows being raised on map 1, seeing Sheer Cold on that Zarya, making it work, and we're all like, oh, wow. And then on King's Row, things just escalate. Kaya coming in, representing your rank junk warlords, then Darkside Phil just playing tank roulette, Maga, Sigma, Diva, Junker Queen, Zarya, like, you name it. What an entertaining series. What a way to go out for heartbreaking, obviously, that they couldn't get it done, but man, this was a treat.
We're going to see these players again, which is the best thing.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
there's
for
no
sure.
shot they don't make
We
it to
better.
the group stage. They are very talented players, even though, yeah, you know, you got a couple of specialists on the team, but it's all good fun. It's all good entertainment. And yeah, taking Sheercold to a map number 5. I mean, what's more poetic than that? Ending on Shambali Monastery the same way Sheercold ended it before. A competitive group, you got to say. I mean, Rock Esports, everybody pinned them as the favourites in that group for sure, and they proved that. Went 6-0, didn't lose a single map. But yeah, that middle of the pack, that was a little bit more competitive. Good stuff. And I'm excited to see what yeah, and the individual players too, what they have to come later on the later down the line. But with Sheercold making it, real opportunity here to prove themselves against other teams that will play a little bit more meta Overwatch.
I mean, Sheercold has been one of those organizations that has been around the Tier 2 scene for so long, and it's so great to be able to see them back here in this competition, just coming in from contenders as one of the top teams in the space, and now being able to show off what they have at OWCS with this newer set of players. And I think they were able to show some real resilience here when it came down to just having to make some adjustments that I don't know if many teams were ever prepared for. You got hit with a 5k Riptire. You got hit with just all of the damage under the sun when it came down to like Maga trapping you down, and then here's the Riptire. It just was crazy.
Psychic damage is what was caused here, not just deaths in the kill feed. Man, I love it.
I was like, never did I ever think that we would see a 5k Riptire at this level of competition.
I just realized, Rose, we got the triple collat.
We did!
And then we got the 5k junk tire.
We did. The Merit triple collat on Caliseo as soon as Sojourn was introduced into the game and into Overwatch League. Now we have...
There was a May in that game too.
The junk. Yeah, true.
Damn. Comes full circle. Overwatch really.
I mean, there's so many good things you can say about that Sheercold roster. I think the adaptation was just on point, and that isn't just about hero swaps. You guys touched on it during the cast as well. The fact that they here brought in their Zenyatta players to switch it up in a do or die game, right? Like. A lot of faith you have in your teammates and in your team and in your strategy and your game plan coming into it. So very, very impressive stuff.
Yeah, I think that's a fantastic point, Zoe. The bringing in someone cold like that is pretty big, and it's not something that you'd normally see, but having the flexibility on the roster, really, really nice. And of course, EXO. W Widow player. I'm happy we're seeing a little bit more Widow. I don't think we'll see too much of it going forward, but yeah, it was good. It was good to win us. Also, on a 5-map series, 149 eliminations is just, well, it's kind of, the number's always going to be huge, but it's kind of funny to see on the player of the match screen. Yeah, Sombra's looking great. I think this team is probably just going to run this or a variation of this moving forward against some of the more top-tier teams with the Malga, I would imagine, maybe not the Zarya. Unless, obviously, the meta might evolve, but yeah, they've got the flexibility there to flex to something that's a little bit more unconventional when they face a team that's very unconventional, but they also can play a solid, like, meta comp, so it's good.
I mean, like, from EXO, we saw the Tracer, we saw the Widow, we saw the Ashe, we saw the Sombra, and I think just even being able to show that type of versatility in your own DPS hero pool, you're going to be totally fine being able to probably play into any type of team and have to adjust to a specific game plan. So I love that we got to see that today.
Same. Also looking at their tank, of course, NKZ also showed us a lot of different looks, a lot of different heroes that they were playing, and we actually got NKZ with us now for a quick chat. First, of course, congratulations. This was a nail-biter of a series. So much fun to watch. How are you feeling after it's all said and done?
A lot of adrenaline, obviously. I'm still a little shaky, but we pulled through, and I'm glad, like the Zarya thing, I thought of that on the first map, and I'm glad it worked, because no one is playing Zarya, and I'm proving all this wrong.
I want to hear more about that, because not only did we see you on Zarya, which, you know, we weren't sure if this is going to work out against those Maga compositions, but there were a lot of compositional switches from you and the team. Was all of that just reactionary, playing into whatever is being thrown at you, or did you have like a lot of different game plans set up?
For Lijiang, we had the Zarya comp was set up, like that was our actual plan, and it worked really well after the first round. We played really bad the first round. But for King's Row, we never expected to put in Kaya, the junk god, like that was not expected. So then I was really scared to play Zarya because Junkrat just absolutely demolished Zarya, as you probably saw on Espirança. And we kept trying to force it, and we almost won King's Row by playing Sigma, but it obviously didn't work out. And then Skytar came in clutch with the Mauga later, which does counter them again. And then we cleaned up with Shambali. So we a lot of reactionary gameplay, but mostly New Junk City and Lijiang were planned out.
Awesome.
That's really good to hear. Actually, I'm glad there's a lot of conversation about like the meta right now and like what you can kind of change up. Do you think Mauga is perma meta? Like obviously that's the overall sentiment right now. It's like, okay, you have to play Mauga, you play like this brawl comp, or not brawl comp, but like sustain comp. Or do you think there's still a lot of room for flexibility? Could you play the Zarya into someone like Space Station, for example, that seems like they probably want to run Mauga, like just judging by what Hattie plays, but yeah, how do you feel about that?
We won against Space Station like one map, or like half a map yesterday with the Zarya comp. Like I'm testing it out, it's completely new waters. Like it's easy to just copy the meta Mauga, but I'm a hard Mauga denier. I don't think he's good.
Oh, I like it.
We stand.
I think Mauga's really bad. So
really
I thought of Zarya like ages ago. Yeah, I actually think he's really bad. Ages ago I thought of the Zarya comp, but then Mauga fell out of meta again. But now I brought it back and it worked. Like we win basically most maps against the Mauga. Like for me it's really easy. The Mauga just cannot survive.
Okay.
That's amazing to hear. So maybe we get a chance to see a little bit more of your Zarya gameplay as we look forward to the main event. Do you feel like though any nerves, I guess, saying or proclaiming that like, oh wait, we're Mauga deniers, we don't think that that's like the comp you should be running? Are you nervous?
Well, I'm the Mauga denier. The rest of my team still thinks Mauga is good, and we have Skytar to play Mauga, so we have the flexibility. I just have this vision, and I think in a pure brawl, like if it's Sombra Reaper versus Sombra Reaper of the Zarya will always win every single time. So
look, we're on your side here.
Every map
yeah, we're with you here.
We're absolutely with you. They can deny all they want, or they can approve all they want. We shall deny. Now, one last question before I let you go celebrate. How do you mentally come back from that Penta rip tire? That was something. Can you even be mad at that when that happens?
Well, I wasn't in that game, but I was watching and I was fuming. It was it was a shock to be sure, but they cleaned it up really well after. I mean, Skytar has a really good mental. The rest of the team has a really good mental. They pulled it together, so I'm really proud of them for doing so. And shout out to Zodiel as well, because he...
yeah, could you hear that?
Well, I was listening to comms half the time. I was deaf at some point because I was deaf because I couldn't handle it. And later on, when they there's like last fight on New Junk City, I was jumping up and down my chair. I was listening to the comms. It was crazy. And then
that's awesome.
Back together in Shambali. Yeah.
No, it was a great series. So thank you so much for all the entertainment provided. We can't wait to see more from you in the squad. Thank you so much for taking the time for a chat.
Thank you, no problem. This has been a pleasure.